word to help us guide ourselves to this encounter, and the whole session will be us figuring out the riddle that is how do we get to this encounter.
Okay, your word for this encounter. Which word should I use? Okay, I would say the word
Stupid.
for finding the clue for finding this is going to be lightning.
I got shocking grasp.
Let's go punch the lightning boxes.
You want me to have mending now, half work? Are you an orc? Half work? I don't remember.
Half orc. God, you know nothing about me.
Nope.
Swoon.
You've seen I need to copy token. Oh, not that deep lore copy. This deep lore copy? Yeah, this deep lore copy.
Let's see what's what happens when you name everything the same thing.
Yeah, no, it's
In
awful.
the Dewey Decimal System, every book had 1.07 as their number. Wouldn't be very useful.
Control V.
Okay.
Hey, there you go.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Forgiving Drow. Okay, let me take this one.
Yeah, it's not true.
Hey, you don't know that. You
He
can-
tried to kill us.
Hey, he did, but then he forgave you.
Because we killed them.
He may only forgive you because of the power imbalance in the group right now.
It
You'll
wasn't
see.
torture, it was enhanced forgiveness techniques.
It was enhanced interrogation. You cut off his left hand.
No, we didn't.
We did?
Deserve
No, we
it.
didn't. That was
No,
the other
that was
guy.
the other guy, and it was his right
No,
hand.
that was the other guy, and it was the right hand. These are not clarifying statements I want to hear from my lawful good party.
Fuck. Make no assumptions of my alignment.
But that never was.
Okay,
The only
so,
laws I follow are the laws of linguistics. Diphthongs should be proper.
Oh,
alright, so let's
Ooh, I
let's
need
get
dice.
ourselves situated here,
I'm always situated.
and let's jump into tonight's episode of the Storm King's Thunder. The Storm
Blunder.
King's Blunder.
God.
Yeah, because that's absolutely what it's called.
Don't even know what
As a brief summary of your last series of events, as I grab my dice, you got attacked by a group of drow who are riding one of those space whales, and you managed to pretty handedly fend them all off, despite them being rather powerful, like CR8 level creatures or whatever.
God, really?
Yeah,
No
but
way.
they didn't have multi-attack,
Bullshit.
and that really shafted them.
Do not
Um,
believe you.
And then, after killing them all and banishing the leader came back after a minute, saw all of his friends dead, and you effectively took him hostage. Although, what? He's not tied up or anything like that.
We're liberating him.
Yeah, liberating him. To which
He
he
wants
then
to be
explained
liberated.
to you guys the political scene of this city that you're going underneath in the barrows.
The barrel's underneath the city?
Yes, physically underneath. Because you had to leave the city and then claw
Okay.
through a tunnel back through the city. And you open the door, and that's what you presumed. None of you have keen mind, but the geography makes sense. That door would be kind of on the boundaries of the city. After seeing the inside of the barrows and passing the puzzle door, Gilbert transformed into a giant cave manatee and flew you guys all down. But turns out they can't really see that well, which he learned as an intelligence of 2 creature, and smashed into the ground. This attracted a large group of the local populace. Thankfully, you crashed into an abandoned district, and with some smooth talking from Torira, at least you think, because none of you speak Undercommon, Torira was able to disperse the crowd. After a while of searching, you found yourselves a reasonable hideout, and took a long rest. And where we resume in the beginning of this morning is after you have woken up for your long rest and met in the center of your hideout. And we'll say the rogues and the paladins have been busy overnight, and they've decorated it. They've added some carpet. They took the open floor plan and they expanded a bit, and then they took stuff away and they made, some rooms. These rooms have no purpose as of yet, but you can create purposes as you see fit. We left off with you guys planning to start a revolution. There's currently 7 days left until the prophecy that the Quaxocoatl gave you comes true of a storm wreaking havoc onto the Sword Coast. So presumably you have 7 days to find the Storm King. You're not entirely sure if starting a revolution and taking this gem from this beholder, this Ilathine guy, is going to get you there, but the all the clues seem to point towards something along those lines. So you're confident you're going in the right direction. That being said, you have to start a revolution. And
Easy.
there's going to be... So for preface for this session, you've established a hideout, and now you need to gather information, NPCs, all sorts of stuff in order to make this revolution successful. You can attempt this revolution now, but you have
Let's
a
do
very
it.
slim chance of succeeding. However, with each success, your chance of your chance of succeeding in this revolution grows. You will need a total of 14 successes in order to guarantee a 100% chance. And that's like a percentile die, right? 100% chance of this revolution succeeding. Less than that, and you get incrementally, linearly, less success rates. At like 7, it would be 50% chance of succeeding. You also could fail this revolution if you fail 8 checks. Not in a row, just 8 checks in total. At that point, you are discovered, essentially, as possible revolutioneers. And then this session will take a different path. But you will fail to gain the will of the people. However, no matter how many failures you have, if you have a certain number of successes, the failures do not detract from that. The failures is just an end condition of if you fail this many times, you cannot start a revolution. During this, there's a lot of things you can do in order to help gain a success. And a success is going to be you detailing what you want to do in order to start a revolution and help it along. And then maybe doing a bit of roleplay, maybe doing a bit of theoretical talk, and then you roll the relevant skill. If someone is helping you, you can roll with disadvantage, or you can roll with advantage.
Yes.
Yeah, no. If someone is helping you, you can roll with advantage. And if you're doing it alone, you can do a straight roll. If there are certain circumstances that lead you to probably not wanting to do it, but you're doing it anyway, then you roll at disadvantage. I've got a list here, and I can type this list out as well, or send a picture in the group chat. But a list of things that you could do for inspiration could be recruiting key NPCs to help with the revolution, finding hidden paths throughout the city into the city above, finding key items that will help in the revolution. These could be magic items. These could be items of cultural importance to the Drow. Establishing other bases, other hideouts and outposts, right? Forward spy bases, places where you can gather inside the city, places where you could gather inside the castle. Establishing more hideouts would give you more options, more land to cover, more people to influence, right? You could kill certain NPCs. For example, there are a couple of NPCs that are high up in the palace that obviously do not want a revolution. And getting rid of them, either killing them or shipping them off or capturing them or changing their heart, so to speak. All of those things are one way to deal with that kind of problem. You could steal key items from certain locations. You could recruit spies and send them in and get them to report stuff. And you could find infiltration routes into the castle. You could repair or create vehicles, or other, unique ways of transportation. There's a laundry list of everything you could do. These are just some ideas for inspiration. And I think that's it. Oh, and then your keyword is lightning for figuring out the hidden encounter. If you get the hidden encounter, each one of you gets a nice, juicy magical artifact. If you find and defeat the hidden encounter. It'll also help you with your revolution. The hidden encounter will count as 3 successes in your total 14. Maybe 3 or 4. I'm not entirely sure.
So we wake up in our extremely nice modern apartment. And I assume we all kind of gather in this room here. Gilbert's like, I feel as if I've grown in strength overnight. Don't we all?
Yeah,
Wait,
I guess
are you
so.
level 9 or level 10 right now?
We are level
We are
13.
Level 10.
Okay,
Even though we are level
I
10,
leveled up.
I feel like it would take some sort of miracle for us to succeed.
Shut the fuck up.
I God bless.
He's not gonna do it.
Mark, why don't you have the inspiring leader feat? Just always.
I don't know. And Gilbert starts winking furiously.
No, you should probably get that checked out. That doesn't look natural. This cave dust, it gets in their eyes and whatnot. Dude, let me help you. Let me help
Only
you.
someone would intervene.
Dude, Gilbert, are you okay? Do you need to see someone?
I put my hand in his head. Is he hot? Is he running a fever?
No,
No, he seems to be a normal temperature.
Okay. Have you been reading any, let's say, extremist literature again? It's the last time you were
No,
reading
but we
books
should
like
probably
that.
produce some.
This is true.
yeah.
Igor,
Yes.
can I see that? And he points at your belt.
Well, yeah, you can see it. Like, look at it right there on my beautiful waist.
Igor, give me the belt.
I feel like if I take it off, like, I'm not going to be able to put it back on, honestly. And he takes it off, and his gut just falls out.
Thank you. I'm just going to be a minute. Please continue.
Okay. God, he's gonna come back 11 minutes later, dispelled magic. Okay. So,
I had a chance. I have a +9 now.
Dude, he's taking revenge for the book.
the book, honestly, good. So, I drew a small map down here because I'm, visual learner down in here. So let's say we're like right here, right, gentlemen? That's where we are. So,
Yeah.
we need to be up here. Bink, 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 bink. Look at that beautiful star. That's a lot. Thank you, whoever's blue, Nathaniel. That's a lot of. It's a lot of space we have to cover. A lot of space. I don't think doing a one fell swoop straight up is a good idea. I think maybe, we're gonna come up here and then we're gonna go over that way and then maybe up a little and then boom, 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 and then we attack. Just like that. John, it appears John has an idea. What is your idea, Chad? Let's see.
So, dude,
It looks like.
I was thinking of amassing a sort of group of people, dudes.
Okay, 6 people.
6 people to be precise, to help instill this revolution and be inside men, because unfortunately, as people who don't quite fit in down here, we can't really get very far, dudes. But
That's
if we
when
can
Gilbert
instill,
comes back in. Oh, here's the belt. Did I hear we don't fit in?
yeah,
Absolutely.
dude, I'm literally a bird in a cave for a
But
month.
you could seem like something else. Yes?
Yeah,
I can
dude.
get seeming as many people as I want within 30 feet. For 8 hours, I can completely change their appearance.
And what do you make everyone look like?
Well, I haven't cast it yet. I'm just saying that is a thing we can do. And we could all just look like Drow.
I thought you said you just cast it.
A group of Genasi. That's what we'll do. It'll fit right in. Level Roku. God.
Make someone 1 foot shorter or taller, appear thin, fat, or in between. So, keep going with your plan, John, but just we can fit in.
Okay, dude. So I mean, that might, Also, I was just drawing circles on the ground. I don't know why you guys thought I had an idea, but I'm gonna go with this, dudes.
Based on your mouse movement, I thought you were drawing a penis. I wanted to point everyone's
Oh
attention.
no, I definitely was. But unfortunately, you can't draw like this in the. Oh, I guess I could.
So here's
That's the new plan.
new plan.
Anyways.
Larger circles. Based on, so I assume our good friend Torira is giving us the inside scoop on the names of these things. Like boom,
Yeah.
Ichi, Ni.
So Ichi, Ni, San, Yon, Go, Roku, and then the castle as level 10.
Yes, I love
I thought it was 7 levels.
I love the languages. Hey, I'm not gonna name it fucking
Languages.
Castle Nini, okay, or Nana. The general gist of the city's layout is that it's built like those concentric circles, right?
Yep.
And access area, right? Each level, despite these like huge 1,000-foot differences, it does have several entrances, right? It's not one per level. There's like 2 or 3 that are usually spaced out. In terms of like when designing a city, you have to account for traffic flow. And so that's the kind of, there are multiple entrances to each level, with the exception of the castle. The castle is only, there's only one main gate into the castle, and that's it.
Okay, I'm gonna take care of some of this.
Freedom for my unborn children.
So, we know that each level has, oh Jesus Christ, each level has multiple entrance points. Do we know how many entrance points there are from the barrows? Are there any known?
There's one entrance point to the barrows. I shouldn't say an entrance point. There's an exit point from the city into the barrows, and that's how most people get there. And they're essentially thrown down a hole, in the center of the city. It's how, because the barrows is how they dispose of everyone they don't want. The barrows exists because the people they send down don't always die. And the barrows has kind of actually worked together a little bit to prevent more deaths. Jesus Christ, what is happening? But there's no entrance from the barrows to the city, not officially. The people in the barrows aren't supposed to go up. Yes? What is it?
Where is the teleportation circle located?
Oh God, I forgot about that.
The teleportation circle, well, there are several within the city. One, presumably per level.
Oh.
But the one in the castle would be located somewhere near the throne room.
I've really been playing too much Risk Your Brain.
Do you know any of these circles at all?
I am familiar with the upper echelons. And I'm familiar with all of them. I've lived in the city for many years.
So we theoretically could get there.
Go to one and be like, "Oh, how do you do, fellow drow? I would like to look at this teleportation circle," and then come back with the sigils.
They're generally reserved for wizards and the like, on a rather need-to-know basis, except for the ones on level each. They are open to the public, so I could, in fact, and he kind of reaches for his like bag, which is next to his armor, but he's not wearing his armor, I don't think. And so he's like, I had a schematic of the teleportation circle. If one of you have my bag.
We have his bag, right?
I would think yes. I think one of you took his bag. You reach in the bag of holding, you pull it out, and in fact, inside his book, along with a number of like personal possessions, not too many because he was on duty at the time, but you know, just like a photo, a wallet, some keys, and a small book which has among a bunch of undercommon and elvish gibberish about like work. There is a teleportation sigil that has been inscribed there in very neat detail. It's like it's been printed on as opposed to the hand drawn. So Mark, you can study that and learn the teleportation circle for level each.
Okay. So, we can get ourselves into Ichi. Can we get... How many people can we get through that circle? It's 6 seconds, right?
I don't think there's a big limit, because it's a big circle. It's like a 10-foot radius.
It's a 10-foot radius, but it lasts for 6 seconds. So
10-foot
you can also fit
diameter,
like
okay.
when you're not in combat, you can fit a lot more people into 5 feet or 5 square feet.
Yeah.
And so I think you could healthily get your entire group in there. I would say probably around, for the 6-second duration, I'd say 18 people is probably the max
18
you
people.
would get through.
Write that down.
Like you could send more in, but it would kind of be like rushing through the elevator doors, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we have that. We know...
Okay.
We know nothing of the like leadership down here. We weren't able to visually see if there was like a town hall or whatnot. Everything just kind of looked uniform.
Yeah, it looked mostly uniform. I will say, for day one, which we can kind of start now. We'll play it a little bit like downtime, in the sense that you guys tell me what you want to do, and then we run through it person by person. And if you guys want to work together to do something together, you can do that. But I think if no one else has anything they want to roleplay or to discuss, we can get into this first day of information gathering, I suppose.
So I cast Mending on the belt, and
Premium.
it seems like it didn't completely work. Can I, look at it a bit closer, Mr. Dungeon Master?
Yeah, roll me an Arcana check.
Oh, natural 1 plus 9, 10.
10. Seems to be a small terror and a magical artifact. You assume with a magical artifact like this, despite it showing some wear, there's nothing like the tear on it. And this is a small tear, but there's still, it's like, this is rather unprecedented, and you're not sure what it means or what it will affect. Igor, for you wearing the belt, the tear did not seem to have any noticeable effect on the strength you gained from it.
Okay. It's gonna split into 2 smaller armbands. Yes.
Ankle braces.
Yes. Perfect. Suspenders of giant strength. Okay. So let's see. What can we do down here? I doubt they have any magical artifacts and or strong magical providers down here. But hey, maybe there was some stupid stuff down here. We also know the upper levels don't patrol the barrows, so as long as we don't piss off the people below ground, we should be fine for a bit.
Yes. Would it be useful to find some sort of, whether it's official or unofficial, leader figure down here and have a little chat with them?
It would. Problem is, we just don't know where it is. We're gonna have to go hunt him down.
You would have to go hunt them down.
Take to the streets.
Let's
I
go
feel like
tame
hunt
some,
is the wrong word.
let's go tame some
it's a
purple
hunt.
worms.
With this party, it's a hunt.
Do we go commit petty crime until we meet the town mayor?
Gilbert and Igor, you guys are gonna go look for the leader.
I think that's what we'll do.
these parts.
Yeah, the 2 charisma-rich characters.
Yes.
Let's go.
Okay, roll me. Who either you can both roll separately, or you can roll one person with advantage. Roll me a general investigation check. for
Mark, I think I'm gonna assist you.
Also, are you using your disguises at all, or are you being yourself?
While we're all still in here, I look around. It's like, should we all look like Drow?
Yes, Drow good.
Okay.
Can you turn it on and off for people individually, or is it a all on or all off?
Reads his spellbook.
Okay, this is a long spell.
Read a thought.
I think it's the spell is either up or down,
Dang.
and I can only make people 1 foot shorter or taller. So Chonk is still tall, just not as.
Just not 8 feet tall.
I'm still short. Only 7.
Yeah, how tall is Uznap?
What, 3'6"?
I had something like that. It
Spell
You're
disguise
just a very
physical
short-
appearance as well as
very
clothing,
short
armor,
drow.
weapons, and equipment.
I'm a child.
Changes don't hold up to physical inspection, so like if I make Chonk look like he's a foot shorter, and someone
He's gonna
throws a
bonk his head.
frisbee a foot above where he looks like he is, it's gonna be a bad time.
Okay, good to know. All right. So is one of you, but back to you finding the leader.
Yes.
Who is rolling?
Marcus with advantage.
I will
okay.
roll.
Mark is rolling with advantage. Go ahead and give me investigation checks, Mark.
26.
26. Okay, I'm gonna post the the thing, my list of things into something. Yeah. All right, with your 26 in investigation and looking like a drow, which is infinitely more useful than your pitiful human forms, you are able to, after a couple of hours, we'll say, narrow down a possible leader in the Barrows. And the Barrows are rather community-based. There's not a monarchy per se, and there's not a government per se. But you do manage to track down a handsome-looking drow. Probably a good 6 feet tall, standard drow features, the horns and the white hair. Rather charismatic fellow, and he seems to be the leader in these parts. What would you like to do with him?
As we're looking around, do we make a plan, Igor, or are we just gonna wing it?
Let's see, well, what could we plan? We're gonna ask him to attempt to help overthrow the government above him. Yeah, the government isn't really nice and didn't really treat him well, but, you know, there's...
Do we reveal that we're not really drow, or do we just, you know...
I think
be like,
hey, that comes in
it's
time.
me, Mr. Drow.
I don't think we outwardly say we're drow, but we don't hide the fact, like... Neither way. Honestly, I think it would maybe be more helpful if it's not just, you know, the random wino on the street saying, time to overthrow the government.
Yes. Okay.
I'm not sure.
It sounds like a plan.
Yeah, it does. All right. So you're going to attempt to convince this person to help you overthrow the government? Is a good synopsis?
I mean, we're gonna have a little chat with them, and if that's where it goes, well, we can't be held responsible.
Okay. In which case, he's filling out some paperwork in his house when the final person directs you towards his establishment, and you kind of, there's no door per se, but you kind of knock on the wall a little bit, and he looks up and he says, yes, what is it?
Hello.
Yes,
we
hello.
Come in and potentially close the door.
There's no door to close, but you feel free to enter. What is it you guys need? I haven't seen your faces before.
Yeah,
Indeed.
We're new to these parts.
I'm sorry for your losses.
Yeah.
I hope you can find a new life here.
But what if we wanted to find a new life up there? And I point that way. Up.
Mark, thank you.
Yep. Let me.
Not helpful.
Yep.
Well, that's very optimistic of you, I must say. I appreciate the enthusiasm. I'm not sure I entirely catch what you mean.
Well, people in control up there are rather bad and authoritarian, and, you know, imprisoning us all down here. Yes? Or at least imprisoning folks down here, correct?
Yes. Your point being?
What about, hear us out here, we gather a popular revolution and overthrow them?
You're talking revolution.
In so many... Yes, I am.
Mark, make me a persuasion check.
God damn it.
I should have
There's always
gonna
gonna
be
be
doctor.
This is a battle of checks. We're going to be making a lot of them.
Come on.
Guidance.
Medium money.
Medium.
14.
14. Okay. He doesn't outright reject your idea. He seems to ponder it for a minute, stroking his lightly stubbled chin, before he looks up at you and Igor, and he says, "We've tried revolution before. In my lifetime. I was there, in fact, 125 years ago. And our revolution was shut down. Our people murdered, and the Barrows created. In an effort to lock us all away. How would that not happen again? I understand that you are new to this establishment, and you wish to strike retribution against those who have done you wrong. But the people here the ones that have lived through it, and the ones that have been born out of it, they are wary. Their failures lie deep in their hearts.
Which
It
is
hard to-
why
Yes,
we need someone like you.
me.
You.
I,
Ugh.
You see.
I'm sorry.
Oh, my good friend, please
Yeah,
proceed.
the thing is with new faces is like you're experiencing right now, they are not easily trusted. The people know you. The people trust you. We are new to these parts, yes, but we are most capable.
Most capable, huh?
Yeah,
We have the tactics. We have the martial prowess. We have the magical might. But we don't have that spark.
that
The one
face.
that can
That
light
X
the
factor.
fire.
That fans into the flame. I've seen
the
Hamilton.
popular just consciousness. And you, my friend, you have that little cha.
I'm not too sure. The leadership has been thrust upon me. I was never a natural born leader. Surely you're better off looking for somebody else to lead?
No. My good friend. No. We may look like drow. Yes? Yes?
Yes, that is correct.
So would you like to feel my teeth?
Oh god.
Oh, you meant the teeth on your necklace.
No.
Sure, oh, your actual teeth.
Yeah, no, we're
good.
not thorough.
Thanks.
It was a strange way of going about it, but you
I'm
know
a
what?
strange man. I don't know what to say.
No, I like it. It's direct. That's what we are. We're direct. So let's be direct.
We're not
Well,
thorough.
You want
Somewhat powerful human wizard. My good friend here is a ass-kicking half-orc, and we got a merry band of friends and fighters, and we've been fighting giants and great worms and mind flayers, and we really want to kill that Elithine guy, and we think we can do it if we can just get to him, which require revolution.
So you want me to be the bridge between you and the people?
Yes.
Yes.
Gilbert, roll me a persuasion check with advantage.
Oh, hey, we might get out of single digits then.
Of course, we make
Okay,
Gilbert
hey!
the fucking persuasion.
17.
Easy.
17.
17.
Huge. Absolutely great.
And with that, he strokes his beard once more,
14 successes. We've
looks
won.
down, and he holds his quill in his hands that he's been writing on his parchment with, and he kind of spins it around like the middle school pen trick, right? Gives it a little twirl, and then sets it down and pushes the parchment aside and stands up. And he says, "Very well, I will join you." And that counts as a success.
Easy money.
Congratulations.
Igor, I think
Round
we
of
are the
applause.
smoothest of operators.
Oh yeah.
High five.
Now that you're on board, do you want to feel my teeth?
I
They're real
and
cool.
fade to black. Okay, successfully recruited.
We didn't even get his
You
name.
are charismatic leader.
We never did get his name. We don't need a name, we need an idea.
We didn't.
Fan
He
the
didn't get
souls of the
ours.
Populace. Bring forth their passions in a violent political wellspring.
His name would be
Terrence.
Erethaxel Clandaya. Wait, sorry, Erethaxel Clandana. I'll type that out.
Chonk, did you need something, dude?
What was the last syllable?
I suggested his name should be Chad.
Dude, why do you want everyone to steal my name?
Nathaniel, what was his last
Okay.
It's-
syllable?
Not stolen if he was born
Facts.
before you.
Oh. Charismatic leader.
Freaking everyone in the name John, dude.
At least your
Honor-
name's not a word.
Mark.
Dude, do you have a question mark? Uh-huh.
Did
Um,
people actually make fun of you for that?
back in like 3rd grade.
He's usually
Do you want to get made fun of again?
Yes, you want to get made fun of.
while me and Gilbert are
That's
walking.
gonna leave a. That's gonna leave a. It's gonna leave a mark. A mark. Sorry.
Do you want us
Rocks fall, the
to
DM dies.
take the thing?
Back to the worm caves.
Back to the worm kid. Okay, so I'm gonna say that is your contribution for the day, Gilbert and Igor.
Can we look for any forms of shops on the way back? Not to like go shopping, but to like just see where they are.
Yeah, so there's like rudimentary shops for food, and there's an entire system down here for sustainability. And you can find a numerous amount of peasant shops. Nothing beyond that, though.
Okay.
Selling essential stuff. We're gonna move on.
I'm gonna go pee
So
pee.
that was Igor and Gilbert done. Uznab, Chonk, and Chad. What would you guys like to do in order to start this revolution? And keep in mind, you do have the rogues and paladins as potential assets if you wanted to use them.
Yeah, dude, but are we
And
disguised
Torira as
still?
well.
Or no?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
The disguise last. This is happening simultaneously. Gilbert
Okay,
and
cool.
Igor just left.
Okay.
Would you
Well.
say there's any blacksmiths around?
Yes, we need armaments for the People's Revolution.
Yeah. So are you looking for like individual blacksmiths, or are you looking to get one that is able to arm a group of people?
Well, presumably arm a group of people.
All right. In which case, who is looking for these? Is it Uznab and Chonk, or is it just Uznab?
I'll go with Uznab.
I'll take the paladins and rogue and do some cool.
Okay, we'll get to you in a minute, Chad. Chonk and Uznab, you guys are going to go investigating. You know from your common sense, and Dr. Chonk, you know this from your newly found common sense. It's going to require, with the amount of people living in the barrows, it's going to require a lot of blacksmiths. One or two wouldn't be able to do it. You need to like get every blacksmith in the city under your hold, your jurisdiction. So go ahead and roll me, one of you with advantage, or both of you separately. Roll me a, let's see here. I don't have a character sheet on me. We'll say investigation check right now for attempting to find a group of blacksmiths.
Do you have your glasses on or not?
Yeah, I
You would
do.
be able to wear your glasses for this.
I am currently the doctor, so that's a plus
Cool.
3.
Better than me.
All right, advantage. Let's go. That's an 11. 17.
17. Okay. With 17 investigation, after a couple of hours, you are able to find what appears to be a blacksmithing guild of sorts. Towards the center of the city, which you guys, as you've been walking about and exploring the city, you've realized that there is a bit of a hierarchy to it. The center of the city is where people fall down, right? There's this like 100-foot hole essentially where the people fall down from above, and there's like a bit of a trampoline set up in order to catch people, so they don't just go splat on the ground anymore. And around the center of the city for a couple of miles is all of the densest infrastructure. It's all of the, well, I wouldn't say wealthiest establishments. It's the highest class there is, with all of the classes being equal. And so you are able to find a collection of blacksmiths that form a bit of a blacksmithing guild. And with a bit more of investigating, with 17, you
Yes.
know that this guild would be the one to convince, as opposed to individual blacksmiths. How you go about that is up to you guys.
Quick question.
Yes.
So, in the previous encounter, both Gilbert and Igor were able to speak Undercommon.
No, so that drow spoke. Oh, that's a very good point. We'll say that drow spoke common, because that makes
damn it.
sense. And we'll say, so you have Torira with you.
Okay,
Cool. We'll say that he can act as a bit of a translator, and we'll say that one of the rogues and one of the paladins can also act as a bit of a translator, so we don't have to worry about language barrier issues. But it just so happens that you do have a group of people in your party that can speak Undercommon,
Is it
because
weird that we don't and we look like drow?
Yes, but they there are several groups of drow, and dialects can vary, and some drow don't speak Undercommon; they only speak Elvish. So you're not entirely out of place. And also, you would hear mostly Undercommon, but you would hear a large collection of languages in the Barrows, especially because these people are everyone who got thrown out of the main city. And while the main city would speak pretty much Elvish exclusively, down here you find some Common, there's some Orcish, there's Undercommon, there's Elvish, there's Dwarvish, even.
Dwarvish.
And you do notice that there are more humanoids than you'd expect. Like there are some elves down here, and dwarves and humans, and they look rough and not the best. And some of them look crazy, but it is it's not monochromatic. It's not monoracial. But yes, we'll say that for this instance, Torira is with you guys, and he acts as a translator.
Cool. How do we want to approach this?
I feel like the only way that you can. I mean, like, you can't hide the fact that you're gonna, like, arm a big group of people when you ask for the order or encourage them to make it, so...
Okay. All right. Let's go for it. Is there like a reception desk or something?
Yeah, there's a reception desk with some blacksmiths gathered around, presumably on like lunch break or something.
Okay, I walk up to the reception desk and I say, "How do you do, fellow drow?"
Oh well, we're fine. Thank you very much. What is it that you need?
I have a particular group of people with a very particular group of needs.
Okay.
Needs that only you can fulfill.
Are we talking like some farming tools or
Need 700 horseshoes.
a couple of like a couple of like cooking knives or some nails?
See here, I need you to make the good people of the Barrows weapons for a potential revolution, let's say.
Well, I have a question about, like, the general populace.
Yeah, they all kind of like look around at each other and then turn to you, Znam, and they're like, what is it that you had a question about?
So, I mean, like, obviously people have, like, tools. What kind of tools do people use down here? Is it stuff that they can use as weapons?
Yeah, so they're mostly farming tools. You could imagine, much in the same way your overland tools could. They could use them as weapons. Sickles, hoes, axes, hammers, that sort of thing.
So all I'm hearing is that we need armor.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, and one of the blacksmiths stands up and I'm sorry, I must have misheard you. I thought you said you want to start a revolution and you want to arm the people?
Oh, no. See, I just, I'll defer to Uznab on this one.
Well, they're already armed. So, we just need to outfit them with some more armored clothing.
Okay. And who is going to be leading this revolution?
Well, we're finding that out right now.
The mayor.
Oh. The mayor. Of course, the mayor. And how many people do you have for this revolution against the entire city?
At least 40.
The will of God is on our
least
side.
40.
Will of God.
Yeah.
And
but
the will of
with your help, we could have hundreds.
We could have
could
at
have
least
hundreds.
41.
Maybe thousands.
maybe even thousands.
Yeah.
And and what is the name of this this mayor, this leader that you have?
I never said mayor.
You did.
Chonk did.
Oh, well, yeah, no, he's looking at Chonk.
I suppose we wouldn't know his name at this point, would we?
No, you wouldn't even know.
We all
whether
left
he
at the
got
same
him.
time. Love it.
Yeah. You don't know. Okay. And you want us, and he gestures to the blacksmithing guild, to convince all of the blacksmiths in the city to make armor for a revolution
Yes.
For a better life.
against the current government
Yes.
Yeah.
with a dragon. And you want to
We-
attack them with farmers.
We have a dragon.
We also do have a dragon. But don't worry,
Jorva is not with you, notably. Jorva's with Chad.
you guys will not be fighting. the
You
dragon.
also have a dragon. Okay. That makes me feel a lot better. Uznab, go ahead and roll me a persuasion check.
With triple advantage.
With chat, or Chonk was helping you. We'll call it that. We'll call it help.
Why can't I roll persuasion?
Because Uznab was the main talker in that conversation. I
Well,
would
this is
say.
What?
You could both roll it separately, but Uznab would roll it with advantage if you chose to forsake your roll.
Don't.
But notably, Uznab, you're rolling at disadvantage because of the story you just pitched. Which is the worst way to like incite a revolution ever, which is just saying we've got 40 people and you're up against the dragon.
We have a dragon.
Okay, I also finished my sentence.
So, what was that, John?
I was going to say that you guys don't need to fight the dragon. We're going to be fighting the dragon. We just need you guys to get us to the dragon.
That does not make him feel any better. So you can both roll with disadvantage, or Uznab, you can make a straight roll. One of the choice.
I'm gonna roll with disadvantage.
Okay,
we
then
both
Chonk, roll with disadvantage as well.
Okay.
I'm excited.
I got a 0.
Premium.
Natural
I got a
1 minus 1.
7.
A 7. Okay. The blacksmiths look at you, and they kind of look at each other, and they look back at you. And he leans forward, and he puts on a bit of a condescending kind of smile. And he says, "All right, pals, I'll tell you what. If you come back to me in a couple of days, and you have the name of the mayor who's leading this, and you got a plan, and you got a group of people, we'll think about it.
Okay.
But until then, have a nice day."
Well, while I'm here, do you think you could give me some half plate?
Unfortunately, down here we don't make armor. We don't have much
Ah.
use for it.
Okay. Well, I'll come back for it. It's fine.
Okay. It would cost about God, did I ever write down the name of their currency?
Oh god,
Fuck.
moonbucks! They're moon money!
I have it written down right here.
They've
Moonbucks.
never seen the moon, but their fucking currency is named
Or
after
a
a moon.
buck.
Or a buck. He kind of looks over and he says that would be about I would say probably 100 moon bucks or so.
Okay, hold on. I have some
Plate of
serious questions about the economy.
I bet you do.
17.
I bet you do.
17 drow guards having just pocket change on them had 30 moon dollars total?
Yeah,
Damn.
17 of them.
17 of them.
What's the half plate gold value equivalent?
750.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. I stand by what I said.
Damn. 100 moon bucks. That's a lot of moon bucks. Let's go rob a bank. Alright,
Okay,
sorry.
so Chad and Uznab, I will not mark that as a failure.
Yet.
Yet, because although you failed to convince them, you could possibly re-convince them later on. So it's not a failure per se, but it's definitely not a success. But you could, if you followed through and you came back later, perhaps it could be a success then, or it could be a failure then. We'll find out. Coming last to Chad, what would you like to do for this first day? You have the rogues and paladins at your disposal, as well as Jorva.
Is there paper?
Oh god, why
Yeah,
rob a
there's-
bank when we can forge
Yeah,
money?
There's some
Genius!
about. You could find some, yeah. Sure, why not?
All right. I would like to. All right, dudes. Dudes. So, Paladin Rogue friends, could you gather up all the paper you can? I need to go look around for a building real quick. And then, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go look around for a larger spaced building.
All right. The
Is there
paladins
one
will-
that is like structurally okay? Or
You're
yeah,
looking
sorry.
for a larger space building.
Yes, one that would be like an amphitheater or a church like setting
Oh,
where it's
okay.
staring one direction.
There would be an outdoor amphitheater that you could find.
Okay.
Not an indoor one, but it's got like the rows of seats and slightly elevated. There you go.
Okay. Gotcha.
The paladins rolled a 19. They bring back a significant amount of paper. The rogues rolled a 6. They do not bring back a significant amount of paper. Go
All
figure.
right.
The paladins are better at fucking stealing than the rogues or
God.
whatever.
Paladins and their bureaucracy.
It all came out of Gilbert's book.
It's true. They're actually so the paladins rogues have integrated rather well when they like built your thing. They all have like a alliance of moonbucks now, and they're just like they're fluently speaking Undercommon to the groups. It's kind of strange.
Why can't I spell?
Are you gonna spark a revolution with a political rap?
Yeah, I wish. All right.
I am not throwing away my shot. Fight for freedom. Fight for the oppression. Fight for our rights. Meet at the outdoor amphitheater.
Gotta love the rhymes.
You're in a city the fucking size of Tokyo. And you're like the outdoor amphitheater.
Okay,
like
wait,
anyone's
wait.
gonna know where that
Wait,
is.
wait.
No, that's canon. That stays. Don't worry
No,
about
no,
it.
no. I want to add one more thing to that, if that's okay.
Alright, go
Which
ahead.
is a-
Yeah, no, you have
which
to
is a
throw out the
time.
first 5. Second draft. A time would be useful. Yeah, you can add a time.
How do I edit the text?
Oh,
that
I
wrote
don't think
down?
you can.
It's unfortunate.
You have
Alright.
to do the select tool, and then you can select it, and
Oh.
it'll let you edit it.
Yeah, there you go. The select
I-
drawing tool specifically.
The
Click on the pencil, and then the top option, select drawings.
yeah. So I have it selected.
Double click.
Could also be running into issues because half of it's technically off the grid.
God.
I can double click it just fine.
Yeah, I can only move it around.
Okay, well then, John, what are you adding to it?
I would like to add a time, which is. Do we know how time works down here?
Yeah, it's the standard clock.
Okay.
24-hour time, actually.
I'm gonna say meet at the outdoor amphitheater at 7 p.m.
7 p.m. Okay, I'm gonna say 1900 because 7 p.m. they wouldn't know what to do. The rogues correct you. Is there a day or is it just tonight?
Every
Not
day.
a day yet.
Or is it every day?
We just, do a
Keep coming
political
back.
speech.
That is a great question. Do I know when everyone would be back around-ish?
Probably around 6. We'll call it there.
Around 6. All right, dude. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some of the rogues and some of the paladins, not all of them, to make it seem like really suspicious, but then the ones who seem like very charismatic, right?
Okay, yeah,
Um,
the paladins.
Yeah, touche. And I'm gonna take them down to like a busier town square and hand out the flyer.
Okay. So I would say you made about 100 flyers, given your manual writing, and the fact that there's like 13 of you writing or whatever. Go ahead and roll me.
I would like to hand it specifically to individuals who I feel like could take that kind of like if I overhear conversations about like I'm angry, which I might
Okay,
not. But
roll me an insight check in order to determine which individuals to give this to.
all
in order
right,
to incite a revolution.
that is going to be a 28.
Holy shit.
Got a +9.
With a 28 of insight. Yeah, you hand out flyers pretty well, you think, to the right people. We'll see who shows up at 1900 or tonight. But you've done your job. You've handed out flyers. Congratulations.
All right.
Okay, that concludes the end of the first day. It's now 6 o'clock. All of you have returned, and I imagine you can converse amongst yourselves as to what you've accomplished throughout the day.
If it's been 8 hours, we no longer seem like drow.
I would say, yeah, it's been 8 hours.
Hey dudes, did you find a leader?
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, fantastic! Can you get him here in an hour?
How long did it take to walk there?
Well, you spent several hours searching,
Uh-huh.
walking there and back, probably half an hour.
Ooh.
I suppose.
Yeah, dude. So I made some of these flyers, and I would like to show them to them.
Okay, you show them one of your flyers. We never rolled a performance check. We'll say it's a fairly average-looking flyer.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
If you want, I could. do you just want me to show him a flyer, or do we need to get him here?
Oh no, we need to get him here because supposedly people would be coming.
Sorry.
Oh, okay. Well, then I am going. Let's see, what's the fastest thing I can polymorph into?
Wait a second. Do you already started handing these out?
Yeah, dude.
Okay, that changes things. Okay.
Let's
I just figured, like, you know, we gotta infect these people. We gotta infect them with the spark for freedom. You know,
you're using the same
spark?
words I was.
All right, you get another clue.
A spark.
Your second clue, your second clue is going to be corrupted. There you go.
corrupted lightning.
The mayor's embezzling funds.
You should check the bank.
Spark for the revolution. My God. Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna. Should we just go run to the mayor and get him here? I guess.
I can stall if you need extra time.
So
Yeah, dude, we can be like the
terrifying.
warm-up act.
what time is it? So it's 1800 right now, and we need to get the mayor here.
It's 1800.
Okay.
It's a half an hour there and back. 15 minutes both ways. We'll say no. It's a 25-minute journey from the mayor to the mayor's office and then back to your house.
Oh.
And the amphitheater is where your house is. What you call it there.
Onward.
What a fantastic
okay.
place to do your insurrection
So
meetings, right next to your secret
You guys
hideout.
go. You guys
Yeah.
go and gather the mayor and bring him back to this amphitheater. And here, let's roll for how many people show up.
All of them.
3.
18 people show up.
18.
That's incredible.
Was that just a D20?
That was just a D20.
Are we gonna start as like a
I
like
was
a,
really waiting for like one person to show up,
we're
and it was the mayor.
gonna start small,
Mom.
some like drum circle type shit to start small, and then we get more people, and then we're gonna build up. It's about building.
Yeah, so you got 18 various races: drow, bugbears, goblins,
Bugbears. They got long
humans, dwarves, half elves. You know, the whole range. Some tieflings.
How angry do these people look?
They look honestly pretty tired.
Tired?
They don't look particularly angry.
Okay,
Um,
I go and I start making some conversation.
Okay. You
With
make
glasses
some
on or off?
Glasses on.
Glasses
No.
on. Roll me a general charisma check to show them your likable personality.
Just straight charisma?
Yeah, just straight charisma.
That is a 7.
You converse.
Okay.
Oh, incite any insurrections
what is
lately?
happening here
Am I
in this
conversation?
amphitheater? No, just like, what's your plan, all of you?
I don't know, I
Chad
just wanna-
specifically, you started this.
I just want to know how these guys date. went.
Okay, good to know, Chunk.
Well, dude, I mean, the plan is to start coming together, so we can put our sparks together and start enriching
And start
a
sparking.
flame of passion.
I don't know if I'm hearing a revolutionary speech or someone's reading a Spanish love poem.
Why not both, dude?
Chad, go ahead and roll me a performance check for your speech.
Yeah, that'll be as good as my insight check.
Chonk, you gather that people are, well, the sentiment of hating the world above, or the city above, I should say, is fairly shared among everyone. The last revolution didn't go well, and drows live a long time. They live several centuries. And so a lot of the people remember very well the old revolution, and some of them were part of it. And they're worried it's going to happen again, is the sentiment you get from this group.
Okay.
Chad, what did you roll?
13.
That's not terrible.
Charisma's not high.
You did not inspire anybody to a particular degree, which I feel like is fair given how you've accurately roleplayed the 13 speech.
Yeah, but I rolled afterwards.
However, you definitely didn't fail. And if you perhaps continue doing this every night, there's potential for growth. After all, fan the spark into the flame, as the saying goes.
Is the mayor coming?
Corrupted.
The mayor is there, yeah.
Okay.
He showed up. And without further ado, we could move on to the second day. If no one
Can I
has
ask
anything
the
else.
mayor tomorrow to head to the blacksmith guild?
So
could, yes.
we're meeting with the mayor there after our political rally. Yes, we're talking to him, right? Let's do that. So we're gonna meet here every day, right? We're just going to meet here every day, 1900
I should
hour.
make time in my schedule for that, sure.
Perfect. The goal is, like our dear friend Chad was saying, we just need the repetition. We have to build. Start small, and then we build up.
Yes, I
So
agree.
don't have that many days.
Yeah.
No, perhaps if you needed more, I could help you with certain endeavors. If you would send me on missions, per se, I could
Well.
perhaps help the cause.
Mission 1 would be to head to the blacksmith guild.
What would you need at the Blacksmith Guild? I'm familiar with them.
So, we've been made aware that the people down the dark are mainly farmers. You have tools such as hoes, hammers, axes, scythes, and whatnot.
That is correct, yes.
But we're still missing armor.
Also
And-
correct, yes.
But we've also been made aware that the people of the Underdark, because they have no need for armor, don't need how to make it.
The Blacksmithing Guild knows how. I would say there's just no need for it. They haven't made armor for probably hundreds of years. Well, 100 years. I could give it my best shot in attempting to convince them. If you think that would be a worthy use of my time.
Very worthy.
The
Okay,
group agreed.
fair enough. I will spend the next day attempting to convince them.
So,
Um,
gentlemen, tomorrow, do we want to stay down here or do we want to go up a level and just start slowly making progress into the city? Because we're gonna
I think
have.
that would be a good idea. Yeah.
I'd love to fight some people.
I think it's a great idea. That being said, are there certain things we should have besides talking to the blacksmith that we should see if we can get the mayor to do? So, because what are more things we can do in here? He's going to be coming to these rallies. He's going to be inciting people. We're probably going to come back to the rallies and partake at night again as well, because we'll probably
Right.
come back down here. We're not going to stay up there. That's
Well,
just
what else does a revolution need, I guess?
weapons. We need intelligence. We
You
could.
want to send the rogues out as, like...
Yeah, do we want to see if the rogues can, scour the barrows for any sort of hidden passages and whatnot around? Or do you think we should get them into the city with us and see if we can find hidden passages in the city?
Well, don't we need to find a good way to the city and back down to the barrows?
Yes, that is true.
So we could send the rogues out to figure that out.
So rogues are going to search the barrows for hidden paths first.
So, dudes, I think at least what I'll do tomorrow is I'll stay down here, but I'll be louder than I was yesterday, dudes, and I'll take the paladins,
Okay.
and we'll really take to those flyers.
Okay.
So
Have the paladins talk about their religion.
that seems
I
like
don't
bad
think that's
idea.
a good idea, Dr. Chalk.
Do you mean to say that religious fervor is not the most convincing?
Except
No.
when they're the opposite religions, you know.
Yeah, dude, it's the conflicting religion thing that really.
Then
They're paladins
have
of
paladins
miracle,
very
right?
easy.
Wait, they're
Can we
paladins of.
turn all the drow into paladins?
yes, they are paladins of miracle. Dylan, you recognize some of them from your, days in college. I don't know what clerics do.
Paladin.
You're like, hey, that's
Damn
Joe.
the
Good
clergies.
to see that he's alive.
Devo!
So,
Steve-o.
Chad, the paladin's gonna hang out down here, sparking religious fervor that is non-religious religious fervor.
Correct,
Regular
sir.
religious fervor.
God, Emperor.
Oh, that's going in the book.
So we're gonna go up a level. How are we gonna go up a level? Because the rogues are staying down here looking for passages. Are we gonna fly up the hole? Are we gonna use the
Teleporting?
teleporting?
Yes,
That's
but then how do we get back?
we could just drop down the hole.
Jumping.
Jump down the hole.
Yeah.
Do you think people would notice if we jumped down the hole?
From what Torira has told you,
Mhm. Anyone's allowed to go down the hole. It's coming up the hole. They're not allowed to do.
It's honestly it's kind of hit or miss, because on certain days, like when it's like a big event, of like throwing out the scum of the city or whatever, traitors or whatever.
It's
That's
trash
like a
day.
big thing, and there's people there that watch them being thrown into the hole, like how people watch public executions
Yep.
back in the day. But on like an everyday basis, it's possible that you could just slip down the hole.
All right, cool.
Especially
Lots
if we're
of
invisible.
there are people that jump into the hole willingly in order to escape their current predicaments.
Jesus Christ.
And is there like a bed of mushrooms at the bottom that
There's a
lets you
trampoline.
Well, there's a
land softly?
trampoline. You're not
okay.
guaranteed to live, and some people, if they fall wrong, they'd still die. But with
Fuck yeah.
your skills, I think you should be moderately safe.
Metal as fuck.
Dude, we
Let's
should
do
have
it.
that in our society where we're like, you know what? I'm tired
No
of this. And
stairwells.
then we just go down a level.
Trampolines.
Just go down a level. Yeah, that's not going to cause any divides.
All
No
right.
more than capitalism already has. Woo!
So, I think that's the plan for tomorrow. We're heading up a level, see what we can find. What intelligence do we have on the first level? Like
In
what?
the first level, you have Torira's basic level of intelligence.
So it's
Not
like,
much more than that.
is it like a slum? Is it projects? Is it
It's not
suburb?
a slum. It is a low-income suburb, I will say.
Okay, there we go.
If we could compare it to something like the outskirts of a big city, like the outskirts of Chicago, where it's like it's not poor per se.
It's not wealthy.
It's just not like
Lower
Vermont,
middle
it's not
class.
Boulder levels of like upper middle class.
Okay.
Until you
that's
check
the-
under the bridges.
Oh yeah.
Where all the winos
true.
hang out.
Well, that's what the barrows are for.
Perfect.
The barrels is the underbridge.
Under the
The
bridge.
underbridge. Okay. In that case, you guys get a long rest.
Dude, sweet. All my
And you
resources
begin
are
the
back.
dawn of the 6th day.
Oh, should I then prepare a teleportation circle? Is that a thing we're doing?
Probably.
You can prepare that.
That seems like
Not a
something.
ritual. Is it really not a ritual? How dumb.
Is your wand of fireballs have all the charges at this point?
Yeah, it just refilled today.
Did you use the wand of fireballs yesterday?
I used it a lot a few days ago, and it took a few days to, come back. Get.
Right, yeah. That's fair. Okay, dawn of the 2nd day.
Oh gosh. Majora's Mask me.
18 hours remain.
That game was like most of my stress at middle school.
That's pretty good.
very
That's
fair.
good. So you guys are taking, all of you plus the rogues, except for Chad and the paladins.
Yep.
Are you bringing Torira or not?
Do we want to bring Torira up a level?
Well,
Yes.
some of the
They seem like a
paladins-
flight risk.
I think he's on board.
I trust you.
You could find out. If only there was some role you could do to judge whether an NPC was
There's
trustworthy or not.
there's no way to do that in sight.
At least,
No.
at least, you know, some sort of like intervention to
only-
find out what his thoughts were.
If
you know,
only
it's-
we knew if he was corrupted or not.
Marira, are you on board?
Yes.
Insight!
I am.
T.
All right, Igor, roll me an insight. check.
Natural 20 plus 1. 21.
Is that really natural 20 plus 1?
Yeah.
21. I won't whisper it to you. I'll just tell the whole group. He's on board. he's not looking
Premium.
to betray
Got him.
anyone. You've managed to convince him with
41.
all of the actions you're doing that maybe this is for the best.
This is real.
He still doesn't like any of you for killing his friend. But
Damn, should have listened the first time.
he's not
I
planning.
tried to hurt you guys.
He's
then
not
you
planning
fought
revolution.
back. Wah.
To be fair, he didn't see how you killed all of your friends.
Efficiently.
God damn it. It was 2 rounds of combat. I
Quite
should make that
efficient.
clear. It was 12 seconds in total.
18 people in initiative. 2 rounds.
2 rounds of combat. Yeah, no, they died fast.
Oh god.
Okay, so you guys, Gilbert, do you cast Sealing before or after you bamf through the
What?
teleport?
What should I do with my 17 swords?
Where did you? Oh yeah, you got the
What?
swords.
Oh god.
What do I do with those?
Can we just leave them at the house?
Farmers.
Members of the amphitheater.
Yeah, sure. I give them to Chad. Sure.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Okay.
All right, Chad, you now have 17 drow swords.
So
Mark that down to ledger.
All right, dude.
Give
Just
them
hand
to
them all at once.
Give them to
Just
the
a
most
huge bundle of shorts.
Okay.
Yeah, dude. I'll give some of the meme tonight, I guess.
so here's
Here's your party favor.
Yeah, here's your party favor. Here's your
What's our
bag.
plan?
Thanks for attending.
for the first
At a
level.
political party.
All right, Ian, what is that?
I said, what's our plan for the first level? What?
Assume we want to seam.
We do want to seem.
Same deal.
We're gonna pop in through a
Torreira
teleportation
lets you know
circle.
that-
We might get.
Yeah, well, the first level is significantly more restricted than the Barrows. You won't find species other than drow, mind flayers, and the occasional rarity species.
Fuck, do you think mind flayers are gonna be able to see us? Probably. Who cares?
No.
God, it's foolproof. Nothing bad ever happens to us.
I think seaming and then teleportation circle. We move on up, look around, do some things, see what happens.
Are we just trying to look for like a path to the next level? Because I feel like walking around asking if people want to rebel
Well,
is
no, that's
not
a
a
good
play.
That was what you were sending the rogues to do, if I remember.
The rogues are looking.
That's the Barrows.
They're going barrows to level 1.
Barrows level 1. Oh, okay.
We're
I
looking
could
Yes.
polymorph into like
a giant whale.
a bat
Damn it.
and then just fly up the levels and look for a teleportation circle.
That's yeah. You
Torreira
could do.
does let you know that they're not just out in the open beyond the first level. They are generally restricted to buildings. They have essentially teleportation buildings, large amphitheaters.
They
with
should be easy to find then.
teleportation in them. It's easy to find. You're not sure the protections or the difficulties of getting within. It's possible a bat could fly into most of them. Torreira isn't quite sure.
That one's on you, Gilbert.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so you cast Seeming on everyone except
Yes.
the Paladins and Chad.
I
And
mean,
then,
I can seamify them if they want.
well, yeah, you can Seemify them if they want.
Yeah, sure.
Stop saying that word.
After Seemifying the Paladin,
The schemification.
Semenification. No, Seemingfication, not Semenification. You cast Seeming on the group. I assume you make yourselves all look like drow. And then you bamf up using teleportation circle.
Okay,
draw on the
so
ground
we
with
need
chalk.
50 gold pieces worth of gems. We have a couple hundred gold piece gems. Can we do a little chippity choppity take of the half?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I don't see with all of the tools at your disposal that would be impossible.
5.5. We're not gonna
And
drink
you
gems.
finish the teleportation circle, and the whole group bamps through, and suddenly you are in the first level of the city. And you'll notice that the architecture here in the city is beautiful. And while
Gold.
the Barrows is, it's not, no, this level is not made out of gold. But it's like this fine concrete almost substance, this kind of like dark concrete. The roofs are surprisingly bright. They're kind of like a sunset orange, sunset red kind of color. And they're all like slated roofs. Think of traditional Japanese, Chinese, South Asian architecture. And that's the kind of vibe you get from this. And it's incredibly dense. The buildings are packed next to each other. Looks like a super dense city. In the distance, you see the walls of the rest of the city, and you notice, like, holy shit, the city does go up a mile, where each level is around 800 feet tall, of just, like, these straight black walls that jut out like a sore thumb, compared to the beauty of the rest of the architecture. And you are in the center of what looks to be a large clearing, somewhat in the middle of the first ring. And there are just crowds of people going about their day.
Fuck.
One of the drow who looks like to be wearing not armor per se, but just official looking clothing, steps forward and says, in Undercommon, which, actually in Elvish, so those who understand that, he says, all right, step aside, make way for the next group,
We step aside.
And
Make way
with
for
that,
the next group.
you guys are free to explore the city.
Fantastic.
Okay.
What do we get to?
All right,
Okay.
so you send the rogues to go search for. Well, the rogues are underground searching
Yep.
for passages.
We
And we're
And you are above ground in the first layer.
there's probably
We're still underground.
Yes. Well, sorry, you're still under. You're above the. You're above the second layer of ground,
we
but
need.
not above the first layer.
well.
Do we want to look for any official buildings on this floor, or do we just want to go for secret passages? Because there's a good chance that like official buildings will have passageways up and down.
Yes, I imagine a
Yeah.
official building may be useful.
Do you think the fucking?
Should I go and sneak? I imagine we can't just walk into an official building easily.
Well, we're gonna have to find one first.
You never know. Yeah, I think we just keep. Do we just want to like spend an hour walking around this level of the city, kind of get a feel for what is around, and keep an eye
Yeah.
out for?
Did we put Torira back in their armor?
You could or could not.
Did we,
Do we even
gentlemen?
want them to look like Torira? Like I assumed we seamed them into another,
Let's seam them into
That's
another
That's what
drow.
I assumed as well.
because they left the city and didn't come back, and it'd be really awkward if they were just here.
God,
didn't
because
think we would
all
be
drow
upset
know
with
each other,
my-
don't they, Mark? Fucking racist.
Well, there
no,
are-
but the ones that do.
The odds are slim, but I could be recognized. It might be best if I
Yeah, no,
remain
no, it's
disguised
good.
for time.
It's good. It's good.
If you want to give him back his armor, then cast see me, you could do that. That's perfectly fine.
God, no, we don't want
So
him to have a fighting
all of
chance
you
against
make
us.
me perception checks
Dude, I like
to
those.
see. And what are you guys looking for specifically?
Dude, premium.
Just around.
We're getting the lay of the
Looking
land.
around and keeping a special eye out for like official-looking buildings that may lead up.
Buildings that.
Or
make up,
specialty
okay.
shops, also as well.
Specialty shops. Okay. Chonk, Uznab, anything particular?
No, I'm just looking around. Generally.
If there are any like dark alleyways that might contain a secret passage, I guess.
Dark alley. Okay. So now all of you rolling perception checks.
8.
24.
28.
Okay, Uznab, you're just looking around. What'd you get?
8.
8. There is a lot of things to see in this city, and
It
at
looks
some point
nice.
you get distracted by this this guy selling street food, and you take a bit of a sample, and it's the most delicious thing you've ever eaten, and you have no fucking clue what it is. And you spend the next 5 minutes walking around just staring at your skewer, just being like, what the fuck did I just eat, before you go to the different store vendor and you buy a second one.
Nice.
So mark down 2 moon bucks off of your
What?
your register.
Jesus Christ, this economy's fucked.
That's 1/15 of our moon bucks.
That's 1/100th
That's
a set of
20
armor.
gold.
Yeah, that's a lot of fucking money.
I can't even speak the language.
Holy
How did this happen?
50 divided by 100.
Who's
That's
just
15
like,
gold! Jesus Christ.
If I
Hey,
intervention
if-
once we're done with him.
You don't know, the rates are all different here.
We know the value of fucking half plate though. Jesus Christ.
Only Uznab knows the value of half plate. Uznab can choose whether or not to share the knowledge with the rest of you. Maybe he'll keep it after learning about this, how much he spent. Igor, what were you looking for, and what'd you roll again?
I was looking for special buildings and specialty shops.
Specialty shops, and you rolled a
25.
25. You find...
No, 24. Excuse me.
24. So you find 2 specialty shops.
Mhm.
There is a music shop that catches your eye for some reason.
Mhm.
It seems there's something
Pulling it
off
apart.
about it, and you're not sure exactly what it is, but the look at a building, you look at an image and you don't know quite what's wrong with it, but you know something's wrong. It's like when you look at a house with no crown molding or whatever.
Mhm.
And then the other one you find would be a engineering depot of sorts. It looks like a collection of skilled craftsmen that are all working on various projects. It's like a massive workshop, essentially. And there's a reception desk that shows off the various things that the people have crafted while they're there. Those are the 2 specialty shops that you find. And Gilbert,
I got a 10.
on looking for
Things that go up.
things that go up. With a 10, you don't find any things that go up, per se. I mean, there's some tall buildings. you gather that the way up for almost everybody is through the main gates of the next level. It doesn't seem like there's any like towers that stretch up too tall. It's 800 feet a long ways. And then finally, Chunk.
I'm gonna move to my laptop, so I'll be back in a minute.
Perfect. Chunk.
28.
In looking for dark alleys,
That might contain secret passages.
you find a dark alleyway that looks honestly pretty suspicious. Most of the alleyways are rather well lit, or there aren't any alleyways at all. This one is very dark, and it like 28 in perception. You almost miss it. You look past the building. Igor points out one of the music shop. Actually, Igor points at the music shop and it's like, "Hey, look at that!" And you're like, "Oh, that's cool." And then your vision just skims over it, and then you catch something just out of the corner of your eye, and you turn back and there's an alleyway that you're sure wasn't there when you first looked at it. But it seems upon looking at it again, you've spotted it.
Question: is it on the same side of the road as the music shop? Like it's right next to the music shop, or is it like
It is right next to the music shop.
right next to the
And
music shop?
Igor, you actually didn't see it.
I know I didn't see it, but I'm trying to understand if
Yeah, that's fair.
spatially.
I nudge Igor and say, that looks suspicious.
Yeah, no, something about that shop is just making me iffy. We'll loop back later, but for right now, let's keep moving forward.
Aye, sir.
While we're walking around, we don't see any like big municipal buildings that look like they're important government buildings down here.
Not that you're aware of. You're not exactly sure. It's hard to distinguish, considering you're not familiar with the culture and the architecture.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to distinguish one big important building from another. From looking around and asking around, it doesn't appear to be. It seems like most of the municipal buildings, and Torira can tell you this as well.
Gonna be up.
Most of the municipal buildings are going to be higher level. This one is mostly commerce and residential.
Okay.
Okay.
So
You've toured the city, essentially. You've done a fair amount of walking for an hour, we'll say, maybe two. What would you like to do with this newfound knowledge?
Okay. I think
Music shop.
me and Chonk will probably see the music shop. If you guys want to see the engineers, could we use them in some capacity? Like what? I assume was like if we
500-foot foldable ladder.
exactly. I need a ladder that's at like 2 miles long. Okay. I need guaranteed structural integrity. So, Gilbert, we
Yes,
saw.
I'm here.
Of course, you are always here. We saw the music shop. Next to the music shop, there's a fishy alleyway. The whole music shop's giving me bad vibes. Chonk noticed the alleyway, so me and Chonk, I think, are going to figure out what's going on at the music shop.
Yes.
Do you have any idea how we can use that engineering depot craftsman stuff? Like, I assume if we like go inside, we'll see some.
Engineering depot?
Yeah, we saw a. How do you describe it? Just like
A craftsman's guild.
craftsman's
A large
guild.
workshop that also sells things.
Nerds.
Yeah, it's essentially like imagine if you had like a machining shop that was open air, and you just got a bunch of people in there and then told them to make shit and then sold the stuff that they made.
Frankly, I don't see how we can use that under our time frame, but I'm open to ideas.
That's what I'm trying to think of, because like unless we go in and like we see, oh god, we have a giant drill thing that we could use to drill through a mile of solid stone. Oh, so
It is the top floorinator.
a mechanical
Top floor
purple
of the
worm.
city.
Lose inspiration if you ever had it, Mark.
You never give me inspiration.
God, we're gonna have a what is it? Fucking mechanical worm. Ride that up.
Hey, you never know until you try. What would you like to do, Tom?
I'm gonna go check out the music shop.
I'm gonna go investigate the alley behind the music shop.
Okay. Uznab and Gilbert, do you want to go separate ways, or do you want to stick with them?
I'll stick with Igor for the music.
I'm not very stealthy, but I'll keep watch on the alleyway.
Okay.
Here is a question, very important.
Yes?
How warm is it?
That's fair. That's an important question to ask.
Very.
With geothermal heating, the Barrows is actually swelteringly hot. It's like always 80 degrees in the Barrows.
That's perfect.
But here it's around 70. You imagine it
even
might
more
get colder as
70 Celsius? Oh my
7
god.
to 70 Fahrenheit. 70
My
Fahrenheit.
skin is boiling. Okay.
So you guys all show up to the music shop again. And with Chonk specifically pointing it out, Igor and Gilbert, you are able to see this alleyway. And it's strange because it wasn't there, but as soon as you look again and see out the corner of your eye, that's when you can spot it.
Well, I'm going.
It's like it's perception.
That's weird
blocking.
magic shit. Maybe I should be involved with that.
Alrighty. I'm going to. Do I have any fucking musical instrument proficiencies? I don't. Shit. Fuck. Maybe I should have taken
Your
that.
voice, Igor.
What'd you say?
Your voice.
Oh my place. Of course. I'm a beautiful singer.
If you sing, I'm giving you advantage.
Oh, fantastic. God, I don't know what I would sing. I'm gonna walk in the music shop. That's what I want to do.
Okay. You walk in and cut to John. I don't know if he's there.
He's getting
John's
cereal.
making cereal. Okay, cut back.
God, I wonder what cereal he's making. I bet it's rice.
Cut to Chad. The camera cannot find him. He's not where he said he'd be. It's panning around. There's nothing. The cameraman starts running. Boom. Cut back to Igor. Uzdop, go ahead and roll me a perception check when you're keeping watch around the alleyway.
That's a 10.
Perfect. You keep watch.
Good number.
I don't speak
Igor,
Elvish.
you enter alone, I imagine? Gilbert, Chonk, are you with him or no?
What's that again?
Okay. So Igor and Chonk enter the music shop.
Oh, I thought.
Well,
Chonk-
I'm certainly not with
Oh,
them.
you're
The
not with
alley-
them. Sorry.
Okay.
I misheard. It is a bigger on the inside building, from what you can tell. It doesn't like give you bad vibes. It's just kind of like someone flaunting their musical prowess, their magical paralysis. It's lined wall to wall with all of like it is a general music shop. It's not like Guitar Center. It's like an orchestra shop. There are pianos, violins, harps, weird musical instruments, fantasy ones that you've never heard of before, never seen before. Some like some weird looking like torture device that the guy says you is a saxophone, and you're not sure you believe him.
The contra soprano flute.
Exactly. Like there is a very big music shop. And roll me a perception check, Igor.
Yeah, I'd love to. That's not good. That's a 10.
10? There are a couple of musicians around the place. They all seem to just be playing on their own. You don't notice anything pretty out of the ordinary.
I'm just gonna start looking around. You got a couple instruments. They're all drow, I assume. Yep.
Yes, there are everyone. You'll notice here that while there were mind flayers at the gates, and you remember that there are mind flayers in the city, everyone here is drow or the occasional rare race. But there are almost no mind flayers present on this level.
Does it seem like there's a back room? I'm walking around. I'm keeping my like head roughly low, trying to avoid looking at people. Just kind of like perusing.
Yep. Yeah, one of the
Is-
guys comes up. Can I help you with anything? No, I'm good. All right.
No, hold on.
Would
Does
you
he
be
does he
interested in
talk
a
to me?
warranty?
Does he talk to me?
Yeah, I mean, one of the guys comes up and is like,
I-
"Hey, can I help you find anything today?"
I don't turn and look at him. If I bump into him, I'm gonna turn into him. I'm just gonna keep walking. Do I see him like walk up?
I mean, yeah, he's a customer service representative. He's not hiding.
I turn to him and I look really like sorry, and then in sign language, I say, "Sorry, I am deaf."
And the guy goes, "Oh, okay. Well, if you, why am I talking shit? Good. If you need anything, let me. No."
I see
And
him
then he
struggling,
slowly-
and I just
slowly
kind of,
backs
I
up.
just nod and just keep looking around.
Okay, he turns around and leaves. Congratulations, you've sent off the customer service agent.
I don't speak Elvish. Fuck no. There's nothing I could have done in that situation that would have gone better.
That's true. You don't speak Elvish.
Does it look like there's a back room, or does it look like it's just like a kind of a warehouse
yeah,
and
there's an
everything?
employees only like door.
Scheiße.
There's a back room.
Mm-hmm.
Roll me an investigation check. Also
Investigate.
for
I'm great
for
at
investigating
these.
the rear of the
Woohoo.
building.
7.
7?
Yeah, baby.
There's
a secret passage.
Yeah, I mean, there's
I
the
have to go.
employees only door. It looks like a break room per se, or maybe an entrance to the back room. You're not sure. It's not guarded, but it's out in the open.
He did speak to me in Elvish, right? The customer service representative?
Yes, he spoke to you in Elvish.
Okay.
Would he have? He swapped to common when you signed, and he started panicking. But seeing you also not respond to him swapping in common, he then left.
Huh.
It was not perfect common. It certainly accented and struggled. Cut to Chonk,
That's
Uznab, and
useful.
Gilbert investigating the alleyway. It's hard to investigate. Chonk, roll me an investigation check. Since that is what you are attempting to do.
9.
It's hard to investigate. It keeps slipping your mind. It's like you keep forgetting the alleyway's there, or you keep losing sight of it, even though you're
in it.
in front of it. I assume you aren't in it yet, unless you would like to enter the alleyway. Gilbert, you feel the similar feeling.
Might as well.
Yeah. Can you detect magic?
If you give me 10 minutes, yes.
All right. I stare really hard at the alleyway for 10 minutes.
Awkward.
Okay, so you guys are just loitering in front of the music
I
shop.
don't think so. I think that's a really bad idea. I think we should kind of just go into the alley.
Okay, yeah, screw it. Let's just go in.
Yes.
Worst
Okay,
case scenario, you
so
get
you guys
sucked into a park
enter the
dimension.
alleyway. Both of you make me Constitution saving throws.
Oh, Jesus.
Uznab, you watch them go into the alleyway, and you blink, and the alleyway vanished.
Damn.
Then you look out of the corner of your eye, and it's still there, but you can't see them. It's hard to see.
Nice.
Chonk and Gilbert, what'd you get? 12?
19.
12 and 19. Gilbert, you throw up.
Cool.
You enter the alleyway, and you get this terrible, nauseous, motion-sick feeling that just overwhelms you, and you vomit onto the floor. All of your poor breakfast, it's all gone.
Oh, my rice.
No.
Chonk, you felt that feeling, but you managed to, swallow it in your throat. Keep it down. And you are in what looks to be an alleyway.
Okay, I see it.
There's no, like, the building's roofs collide on top. Jesus Christ. The building's roofs block out all of the light, and so it's pitch black except for the light coming from the street. And it extends out into darkness, and you can't tell where the alleyway ends. Would you like to continue?
I still have
No,
my
we should.
my little torchy thing, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't see why you got rid of it.
All right, let me light up my torchy thing.
Okay. It does not light up the alleyway at all.
It
It
doesn't.
appears it is a
Darkness.
magical darkness.
Huh.
All right.
Um,
Let us,
So, if we're in the alley, like, am I continuing to feel sick, or was it just a sudden
It
wave
was
of...
it was you entered the alleyway, you threw up, but you don't feel sick anymore. It's like a very sudden
Okay.
lordship motion sickness.
Do we...
do we
Chunk,
go
do we
back
keep
for
going?
Uznab?
Or should, now that we're in the cover of the alley, should I detect the magic?
You detect the magic.
I'll detect the magic.
Okay, you start casting detect magic. Cut to Chad, finally. Sorry, I cut to you while you were eating cereal.
No, it's okay.
What are you doing again? You're taking the paladins and you are
Making more pamphlets?
making more pamphlets. Go ahead and roll
Composing
me
political
a.
rap.
Let's find out. Roll me a religion check for the hell of it, for inspiring non-religious religious fervor.
Sure, that's not what I was aiming for, but I guess they're paladins, so, you know.
I'm trying to use different checks for all of these different moves.
That is a 14.
A 14. Political rap. There you go.
Do have a
14.
-1 to intelligence.
That is that's a success. You've made a lot of pamphlets, especially with the paladins helping you, and the paladins are quite charismatic. Is there anything else you would like to do other than spreading around and making pamphlets? 'Cause you have
No.
the whole day to yourself,
You
essentially.
could be a pamphlet bomber.
How many did I make?
You made double what you made yesterday. Yeah, I would say no. Depending on how long I'll say you make about 100 pamphlets an hour. Between you and the paladins. What? His computer restarted. He's in here now. John, okay. Speaking to the microphone.
You're not social distancing! Ah!
Yeah,
He's my roommate.
how about we go with a good old pamphlet bomb?
Pamphlet bomb. Okay. And how many pamphlets are going to be in this pamphlet bomb?
I'll take like 50, dropping them in piles of 10 over like
50.
busy town square areas.
Okay.
He's just like flying over and like
Yeah,
dropping.
and you're literally flying over. Okay. Yeah, so you, I was going to say, this must be awkward for you. I'll server mute you. How about that? That'll help, right?
No, nothing's coming through my head.
Oh, nothing's, whatever. That's true. Okay. John's headphones don't work. I thought I was echoing. It's not. We're fine. You spend a couple of hours making pamphlets, and then you spend a couple of hours pamphlet bombing the town. With the paladins helping you, you can go ahead and roll a, let's see, roll me an athletics check. Or, no, roll me an acrobatics check with advantage. Did you kick him from the server?
No, I think he just disconnected because
Oh,
computer
no, he
restarted.
disconnected because the server restarted. Yeah, okay.
It's
Plus 5 to acrobatics, okay. Ooh, advantage. With advantage.
plus 5.
Yes. That's same roll. Okay, you got a 12. Congratulations. He rolled 2 sevens. Okay. It's not. Yeah. Fuck it. We'll call it a success. With all the work that you've done in making these pamphlets, we will call that our second success of the revolution.
Wow, thank you.
Congratulations, as you've spread around flyers. I will say I'm gonna roll for the rogues, or I already rolled for the rogues in finding a secret passage. They rolled with advantage because they spent the whole day doing it. They rolled a natural 20 and a 19.
Premium.
Nice.
So you will hear the fruits of their labor once they return.
Fruits of their labor, yes.
Moving on, Chad, you spend about half the day making and pamphlet bombing. Is there anything you'd like to do before the evening amphitheater session? Oh yeah, and the mayor's trying to convince the blacksmith. I'm gonna roll for him.
Composing a political rap.
Okay.
Synergy.
Composing political rap. That's what Ian says you should do.
What does he say?
Compose political rap. You do
Do
have you are, whatever you're doing, is disadvantage forever if you use that.
I'll go ahead and talk it up with some of the people from yesterday.
Okay.
Maybe if I see any of them around or something like
Yeah,
that.
just kind of,
Don't forget to
chat
hand
them
out
up.
the
And chat them
toys.
up and be like, hey, have you told anyone else about?
Don't forget to hand out the swords,
Oh, right.
You know,
yeah.
the party gifts.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. All right, moving on back to Igor. You are in the music shop.
Yep. Just had an interesting interaction. My one question is I have a pronunciation guide. Torira. Yes. Torira. Based on what I know from Torira, how
Yes.
common is it for someone in the city to know common?
It decreases as the levels increase. People on the higher echelons, like people on Go and Roku, wouldn't speak any common. But people on Ichi, the Barrows, Ni, they speak a fair amount of common. A lot of races come here from away. And so common is a nice common language between wherever they are and where they are now.
Can I do a insight check as to whether or not he's afraid because he spoke common and he's afraid someone heard him speak common?
Yeah, roll me an insight check.
Ooh, that's actually pretty good. I think that's an 18. Let me double check my mod. Yeah, 18. 18.
18.
Yep.
No. It seems like he was not afraid, but flustered. Well, he might have been afraid, but he was afraid of offending you.
Okay.
He was not
It wasn't,
afraid of the
oh
fact
shit,
that he
I
was
blew my
speaking
cover.
common.
It's, oh god, I'm interacting
No, he
like an
switched
asshole.
into common in an attempt to, overcome the language barrier. But you were deaf, so it didn't really work. Is there anything else you would like to do in this music shop?
I don't think there is anything I can do. Are there any weird-looking instruments that I've never seen before?
Roll me a perception check. We'll call that.
Alright. That's an unnatural 20.
There we go. That was your third and final attempt to catch this particular encounter.
Ooh.
There are a couple of very strange instruments that you've never seen before.
Mhm.
There are a substantial amount, actually, probably a good third of the instruments here. And there is a very strange piano. It looks like a grand piano if you kind of flipped it on its side. So it has like the normal keyboard layout, the horizontal keyboard, but then all of the sound is kind of directed out of this vertical, like speaker almost essentially, and the strings are all kind of crisscrossing in weird ways, and it has this very elaborate sound of when you play certain strings together, their resonant harmonies or frequencies kind of vibrate, and it creates this really weird harmony that sounds very ethereal. And there's currently somebody playing it, a human, which is strange for you to see. But they would look like, it is a human wearing drow clothing, and they are playing this beautifully minor piece that corresponds very well to the instrument that is currently being played.
God, do I have writing utensils? Because I really don't want to blow the fact that I know how to hear. Fuck.
What's up? So what you playing? I thought you were deaf.
I can taste the music.
Yeah, he's just badging keys. That's the most beautiful thing I've ever heard in my life.
I'm gonna.
I can't play it.
Someone else is playing it, right?
Yes, there's a human playing it.
I'm gonna walk up and like place my hand on the side of it to feel the music, in a sense. Do they interact at all? Like, do they react?
Make me a charisma saving throw.
Saving throw. I do like those. Oh, natural 20.
Natural 20? Ooh, nice.
+0.
+0. Pog.
Yeah. DC 21.
When you place your hand on the
sideways.
instrument, and you get close enough to it to really like envelop the sound, it's almost a magical effect overcomes you. And for a brief second, you feel yourself being charmed, not in a malicious way, but in the sense of like, holy shit, this music is the best thing you've heard in your life. It is a very powerful musical feeling, and you feel like you, despite rolling a 20, you barely managed to overcome its effects and not be entranced by the music.
Dude, I'm kind of upset that I fucking succeeded that.
But you overcome this kind of feeling, and you shake it off, and you turn and look at the player, and the human just kind of looks up at you and winks with one of his eyes. With both of his eyes.
Winks with both of his eyes.
It's called blinking.
God. Now here's...
He continues to play, though. Unless you stop and interrupt him.
I think can I take a moment to think on what I'm going to do to react, and can we move on to someone else?
Perfect. Cut to Chad and Gilbert. You guys are in the dark alleyway. You've casted, Chonky Gilbert. You've cast Detect Magic at this point. The School of Magic would be, I think, Enchantment. That or which one's Teleportation? That's Conjuration, right?
I think Evocation.
Whatever teleportation.
I believe it's Conjuration.
Conjuration, he's right.
Which is dumb as fuck, but whatever. It is along the veins of a teleportation-esque magic, is what you detect from the alleyway.
That's fascinating. It's teleportation-esque magic.
Oh God. Yo.
We want to keep going, Chonk, or should we?
Yes, into the unknown.
Oh, okay, I cast Mage Armor.
Okay, Gilbert casts Mage Armor, and you guys go into the darkness. You'll notice very quickly that it is, in fact, pitch black magical darkness, and you can't see shit, and so you have to like hold your hand up to the wall in order to make sure you're going in a straight line. And when you turn around, you can't even see Gilbert. And you notice that after a while, you get this weird sense in your gut that like time isn't quite right. And
oh God,
when you're touching the wall, it like the wall disappears at times, but then comes back. And when you touch it, it feels like the wall is moving, even when your hand is like completely still in the wall. It's a very weird amalgamation of all of these kinds of very strange senses. It would be like passing through a wormhole, if you can imagine that. Gravity kind of shifts and twists in these weird ways, and you feel yourself being distorted, but it's not painful, but it's just like, my arm shouldn't be 180 degrees this way. But if you don't stop walking, after around 30 seconds or so, you pop out of this magical darkness, and it gets gradually brighter until, while you don't recognize the exact alleyway, you recognize the type of alleyway you're in. You are somewhere in the Barrows. You emerge from a completely dark alleyway, and you emerge into a part of the Barrows that you haven't been in. There are just people walking on the street, and they don't seem to recognize you as long as you don't step out of the alleyway. They don't seem to take any notice.
Go back the way we came. Make sure this works the way we hope it does, and then
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. I'll
Yeah.
take one of my arrows and like just plant it into the dirt in front of the alleyway.
All right, you get that, plant it into the dirt of the alleyway, and then you turn around and you guys head back the way you came.
Actually, sorry, one more thing. Can we like
Oh, boy.
pop out of the alley really quickly just so we know generally where it is within the barrows?
Yeah, you can do that.
Alright, I do so.
Okay. It doesn't take long. You've thoroughly, the barrows are big, but you've done as a group a bit of exploring. And so with a couple of minutes, probably 5 or 10 minutes of walking around, you're able to pretty confidently say you could find this alleyway again. And when you return to where you think the alleyway is, it's gone.
What if we?
Is the arrow gone as well?
Make a perception check.
$15.
Because you planted the arrow, and because you emerged from this alleyway, and because you know how the previous alleyway works, you are able to find it again. And it's not moved at all. But it's just, even though you know it should be there, especially once you catch it at the corner of your eye and you see it, and then you blink and it's gone, and you know how to get it back, it is still hard to see. But you do
Well-
manage to find the alleyway again.
Yeah. Oh, hey, we have those paints, don't we? Do we have paints, or is that a different game I was in?
I think we have paint.
We have paints, I think.
Magic paint.
You
yeah.
do have the magic paint. Yeah, you have magic paint from Jester.
Not that we can really use it right now, I guess, but
Who has it? Because it's
Okay.
not in the bag of holding.
I thought it was in the back holding.
I don't.
We'll say Gilbert has it.
Oh, I do have it.
There you go.
Let's see, what were they called? Okay, so, but if we go back through, we end up back where we were?
Yes, you end up back next to the music shop. It does, and it's
Does he puke again?
No, he does not puke again. The sensation's still weird and wrong, but it's not dangerous. And once you're used to it, it's manageable.
Okay. Let's go back through, I guess.
Okay,
Yes.
so you go back through again to the barrows,
Yes.
or to the okay, and
Oh,
yeah.
wait. To the barrows or to the?
Or to the first level.
No, we should go talk to Uzi Knob. Yeah.
Yeah. Uzi knob, yeah.
okay, so you guys return to the first level, and you emerge from the alleyway. And Uznab, you've been keeping a good eye on that alleyway, and they do just kind of come out of darkness and then just kind of show up. And even though you've been keeping a good eye on it, it still loses. You still lose it occasionally. And you have to blink a lot and kind of desperately search for it before you can find it again.
Nice.
Okay.
I'm pretty blind.
I take him and I throw him into the alleyway.
Oh. Hello.
Okay, Uznab, roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Welcome back. I'm glad to see you.
Picked up and thrown into the alleyway.
That's a 10.
That's a 10. You throw up on the way through the alleyway. And it's like you're still sailing for a good 10 feet afterwards. So it's just kind of this line of throw up on the bottom. And it mixes with Gilbert's a little at the beginning.
Oh,
Nice.
God.
But yes, you got thrown into the alleyway. Congratulations.
Well, thank
What
you,
about-
Peter.
What about Igor?
Oh, Igor's still in the music shop.
Yeah, we'll go look for him eventually.
And I mean, none of you said you were going to go check on him. He's just still in the music shop.
Yes.
He's having a good time.
Yeah.
Well, this doesn't take that long. Say it's a 30-second journey.
No, but you did spend about 10 minutes looking
That's
around
very true.
for it on the other side. So it's been about, I would say, 15 minutes in total. Oh, and you also
spent
detected
10
magic.
minutes.
Yeah, so I would say it's about 25 minutes. And Igor has not emerged from the music shop that you know of.
Yeah, no, we should probably go back and, see what he has going on.
Okay, so Chonk and Gilbert, you guys, and Uznab, I imagine.
Yeah.
You guys all enter the music shop. You hear that ding, 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 ding. We cut to Igor. We'll cut back a couple of minutes. The guy's still playing piano, the human.
Mm-hmm.
What would you like to do?
I'm gonna tap him on the shoulder, just very gently, not to aggressively, and I'm gonna see if I can gesture him to follow me.
Okay.
Like really
When you
enthusiastic.
tap him on the shoulder, he holds up one hand and says, in a wait a minute gesture, and you'll notice that despite only playing with one hand, it still sounds like he's playing with two. And then he brings his hand back down to the piano, and after a couple of measures, finishes his piece, and then turns to you and says, "Yes, what is it?"
In what language?
He would speak in Elvish first.
Elvish first. I'm gonna once again sign to him. Sorry, I don't know Elvish.
And then he kind of looks at your hands and then scrunches his brow a little bit, and then he responds in common sign language.
Oh, fuck yeah, premium.
And he responds in, "My apologies. What is it that you need?"
Are you from here?
No. And that's it. It's a hesitant gesture, but that's all he says.
I'm gonna say, neither am I.
That much is obvious.
I'm seamed.
Oh, you are seamed.
Yeah.
In which case he would say, "Well, welcome to the city."
Can we talk elsewhere?
And he kind of looks around the music room and he says, "What is it that you wish to talk about?"
I need your help. I think I need your help.
At this point, he smiles a bit. And he stands up in front of the bench and stretches. And he reaches over and takes some sheet music off of the piano that he was playing, folds it up, and just kind of puts it into his jacket. And it's like he doesn't, like, there's no way he has a sheet music pocket, but when he moves his hand, it's just gone. And he dusts his hands off, and he says in sign language again, "Fair enough. Where should we go?"
Follow me. And while we're walking, I'm gonna ask him, what was that music?
To which he responds, "It was a piece I am working on. It's not finished yet, but I'm hoping that when it's done, it can make people happy again."
I'm
gonna sign back. Well, it's working.
Do you think it'll bring back spring too?
Shut up, John.
Sorry.
We're not referencing Greek myths in this house. In which case he laughs and chuckles a bit and signs, "Thank you, I appreciate it." And you lead him away to somewhere.
Yeah, I'm gonna take
Where
him
do you lead
outside.
him to?
I was gonna
Take him
take him outside, and I
okay.
assume we run into our other good
Yeah,
friends.
we'll say you run into the group as you guys are about to enter the piano shop, or the music shop. You kind of bump into each other.
At this point, I think I'm just gonna speak in common. Found us a friend. Sorry, I don't speak Elvish, so that was just my plan of, oh no, someone's talking to me. It's really convenient that you also know sign language. Good stuff.
In which the human responds in common. And you'll notice that, like, while this is a human in drow clothing, nobody seems to be taking notice of him. Like, you guys are all seeming, and so you guys are fine. But he is a human, and people seem to just look right over him. They don't seem to take any notice of him. And you'll notice that even for you guys, it's a little hard to focus on him sometimes.
Okay, yeah.
A little bit like the alleyway. Not nearly to the same effect, though, when you guys are looking at him. And when he introduces himself and he speaks in common, that
Can we find a secluded alleyway before we have this conversation? That isn't right next to the music shop, maybe?
Well, actually...
No, go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead. I would hate to interrupt.
Oh, well, I was going to say, if we go down that alleyway, we are in a rather safe spot.
The music shop is also a creation of my own.
Oh.
It might be the safest spot for us.
Oh, well, if it's your music shop, then let's go back inside.
That's one heck of a question. Shall we?
Yeah, let's head back inside. If the music shop's safe, let's go back inside.
Okay, so you head back inside to the music shop. At this point, when he enters, he gestures to one of the only other service worker besides the cashier, and he gestures to the guy that Igor initially talked to you, and he says something quick in Elvish, in kind of whispered tones. Gilbert, you wouldn't hear it with your passive perception, but it's something in Elvish. And then the employee nods and grabs his other friend at the cashier, and they both go into the back room. And at this point, he sits down on one of the piano benches and kind of crosses his legs a bit, and he says, "So, what is it that you guys would like to talk about?"
Well, like you said, you want to make people happy again. And we personally believe that under the current rule, people won't be happy.
I can't help but agree with you on that front. However, there's not much one can do.
One, yes. Many, maybe. So...
Rouse together strong.
I can understand based on your current situation that you probably don't want to draw attention to yourself. So
Very astute of you.
I can understand. So I get that you probably don't want to be fighting hand in hand with us, but could you maybe, you've been here a while, I assume. Do you know if a way we could any information that could help us get higher up into the city? Do you know people we could get help from? Like, anything. We need a man on the inside, is what we're saying. And we don't have a lot of time. Yes.
Roll me a persuasion check.
With triple advantage, baby.
You can help him
17.
now before he... Okay, well, he rolled.
It's a 17 plus 0.
If you want to interject and say, I want to help him, and get him advantage, and then you
he's
roleplay how you help him.
Please.
Okay.
I rolled
But
a
he's already rolled 17.
17 plus 0.
At this point, he looks up in the air for a bit, and then he turns over and he starts playing piano while he's talking to you guys. And it's this very quiet kind of under melody, background music sort of thing. Nothing distracting, but it seems to be a method for him thinking. And he turns and he says, I have seen many lifetimes of these cities. I've seen many lifetimes of this city. I've been here for quite a lot longer than most people realize. You say you need someone on the inside. I think I understand your meaning. I am no fighter myself, but I have other uses.
Clearly.
I wish to make people happy, and this current administration certainly is damaging that attempt. I would like to see it gone, as much as I think the rest of you would.
I think we agree.
There is a party at the Royal Palace to commemorate him coming
He
to
who must
power.
not be named.
I didn't want to say it, but yes, names have power here. There is a party, and they are looking for entertainment. With my skills, I think it would be quite possible for me to apply to a position in which I could, quite literally, accompany you.
Ah.
And then he marks down a success. Woo!
Yay. I'm still sorry. Who are you?
Names
do.
are sorry. My name is irrelevant for the time being.
You say irrelevant?
Relevant for the time being. Pleasure to meet you.
I am going to throw somebody off a building.
Well,
They're
okay,
going
okay.
to die. Wait,
How
give
do
me
we
a second.
refer to
I
you?
wrote a story about this character. I wrote down their name somewhere. I'll find it for you eventually.
Okay.
They will give you a name.
So are we gonna, is this gonna be we have a whole conversation that you find later, and you're gonna send it to us?
Yeah, sure. We'll do it like that.
Okay.
But you have successfully recruited a magical human bard, it would appear, who is going to help you in perhaps infiltrating the palace, and especially he will provide benefits during the fight that you will find out when you start, if you ever start the fight. But he will be present at the party, and he will be able to help you.
When is this party?
This party would be in 4 days. So on the 5th day is when the party takes place.
Well, we're on the 6th day right now, so 4 days would I'm confused.
Yeah, so 4 days from now. So the dawn of the second day for you guys.
Do you mean like second to last?
Yes.
We're counting down.
You are on the 6th day now.
We are
On
counting.
the second day, counting down from 7. Because on 0, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, on 1 is when Storm is supposed to destroy the whole Stone Coast. So on 2, the day before,
They're celebrating
is
it.
when the party is going to happen.
Oh, well, that's odd. It's cutting it close there, but hey,
Fuck yeah, let's do it.
call me nothing for nothing.
Second day.
Oh. We return to the Barrows. Is that a day of?
I think that's a day well spent.
All right.
I have one question. Are we gonna figure out what he meant by multiple lifetimes down here when we hit that lore dump?
Perhaps. It's not. He's not going to lore dump on you. It's going to be a conversation about like some intricacies about infiltration, because he does help you a little bit. He's been in the city for a long time, so he can help you a little bit in infiltrating certain areas. The palace is a bit too high echelon for him. He can help you with like gaining access to, like, we'll say that with this piano bard, you have gained access to up to level 3, level San, which you can now explore. He's taught you the ins and outs of sneaking into these levels, so you can now freely pass within them. No teleportation circles though. The still only teleportation circle you know is on each. And we come back to Chad, who has spent the whole day with the paladins, passing out pamphlets, swords, chatting up the locals.
How many swords did I give out, or should that be something I decide?
Something you decide. You have 17 in total.
I'll give out 7.
Okay, you give out 7 swords. Good to know.
You 7 are the chosen ones.
But there's only 6
Only
circles.
7 things. It's 7 deadly sins. It's 7 chaos emeralds. It's 7
the
rings
chaos
from
emeralds.
Lord of the Rings. It's always 7.
Of course.
7 Horcruxes.
7 Horcruxes. There you go.
Days in a week.
Or I guess 6
Best
Horcruxes.
prime number.
Days in a week. Except for February. That one has 6 days in a week. We come back to the group. It's 6 o'clock.
Permission to veto that?
What would you all like to do in the hour? I imagine you guys all discussed what happened. And
Yeah.
Oh, we should roll for the mayor.
Yes.
He's
No.
rolling with advantage because he spent the whole day convincing the blacksmith. He rolled a 19.
What a mayor!
No one
With his
talked to the engineers.
persuasion of +9, that makes it 28.
Ha!
Okay.
Persuasion
So we're
plus
going to mark that as another success. As the mayor... Yes? Yeah. So the mayor comes back, and you guys all gather at the amphitheater at 7 o'clock after sharing your information and what you gathered. And the rogues come back as well to the amphitheater. And now... it's that's a low number. Unfortunately, only 30 new people come.
Only 30.
Hey, that's
That's a
48
lot.
total people.
But it's 48 total
Pretty
people.
good, yeah.
At this rate. What?
And it seems like the amount of people is increasing with the work that Chad has done. Actually, sorry, Chad did work, so we should roll that. Okay, 90 people come in total.
Oh,
With all of the
Can we-
work that Chad did, passing out pamphlets and such.
charge every single one to go forth and bring more tomorrow.
Exactly. It looks like your movement is growing momentum. Surprisingly quickly with all of the work that you've been doing down here. And so, let's see, we marked off, I have to remember what success, so first success was mayor. Second success was, second success was the rogues.
Yep.
Plus pathway, because they rolled a natural 20. So they did pretty good in finding a hidden pathway. Third success was piano bard, and fourth success was blacksmith.
Do we get one for the magic path as well? Or is that... it's just another
no.
path?
But it is... so the rogues come back, and they share with you, they found a littering of paths. There is a lot of different ways to get from the Barrows to the first level. It appears that while people don't often do it, it's possible. And for certain people, it's how they make business, is going back and forth between the Barrows.
Are
And
they all magical?
No, some of them are physical. You guys found actually the best path, which is the one that's closest to home and the one that seems like it could support, well, not a high volume of people, at least a full party's worth, and it's continual. Notably, the rogue's success means that you can support a very high volume of people arriving from everywhere in the city. Is what the rogue's success means. Is that you won't have one entrance point, instead you have a dozen.
Oh, good.
So that's pretty good. And okay, rogues hunt from that. Check, and check. And with the amphitheater and all of the people showing up, you now have well over 100 people attending your amphitheater rallies. And it seems like the momentum and fervor is growing. It seems like your message revolution has been instilled, and some people are taking consideration of it.
May I do a warm-up speech before the mayor?
Opener.
God, he's
Okay,
got
yeah,
it.
roll me a performance check for your warm-up
Performance
speech.
check. All right. See, this is really unfortunate because I wrote a speech, but I also got a natural 1. So
Well, it's good. It's a practice speech. You do a bad job. You're really nervous. The mayor's a pretty charismatic guy, and he makes you feel kind of nervous. But he coaches you. He helps you out. And after a couple of minutes of back and forth and some tips and some practice again, you're now fairly confident in your abilities. And
all right.
now go up and make the speech in front of all the people in the amphitheater. Roll with advantage, now that the mayor helped you.
All right. Ah!
Not with that much advantage.
Did a dean scream, "We're done for"?
That is a 12.
Yes.
Okay. It's not particularly inspiring, but it's well written, and it's well presented. It's just missing that little oomph, you know? It's not like a revolutionary speech, but it's not a French love poem anymore. You know, it's somewhere in between. It's not inspiring enough, but you're getting there, and you're
All
getting
right.
better, you know? Actually, technically, you've gotten worse, because I think it was a 13 last time. But
It was a 13 last time. Even though I had
it's a
advantage
little
this
it's a
time.
little bit worse. But you see the improvement. You know, he's improving the technical aspects. The big improvement's going to come later. Okay, that all being said, I think we're ready to turn it in for the third day, or for the second day. We currently have 4 successes of the 14 required, and notably 0 failures. I'm gonna call a break there for 5 or 10. We're gonna call a break for, I don't know, how late do people want to go? It's 9:58 right now.
I can go as long as I need to.
I can go.
Okay, we'll say 5-minute break. Reconvene at
Make that decision.
03, and we'll go till 11-ish.
Works for me. I'll be right back.
Eat some food.
Anyone here? I
Yep.
hear. Cool.
Hello.
I ate some salami. It's good salami. My hands are oily now, though, so I'm gonna clean them. A little rubbing alcohol and paper towel. Is that a good way to get rid of fat on your hands? I don't think so. Fuck it, it's what I'm doing. Ooh, that's nasty. Okie dokie. So what is our plans for day 3? So we could get up to San. Why are they underlined? Why did I underline those? Okay. Hey Chad, can we talk about our flag?
Yeah, dude, what's up? Do you not like it?
I'm just a little confused by the imagery.
Does it not invoke a sense of passion?
I guess you're right. Nothing says freedom like ejaculating wherever you please.
That is true. I'm just saying, free love, dude. I'm glad I get to listen to Su Tao Chu.
What are you eating? Rice?
What?
I said, what are you eating?
Who is that directed at?
You. You're the one eating, aren't you?
Oh, potato chips.
Oh, okay. Potato chips for
He's
breakfast?
munching. Yeah, shoot down. Eat healthy. Aren't you supposed to be bulking up?
Listen, okay, today's my cheat day meal thing. Listen,
Every day's a cheat
I
day.
help you the rest of the week, okay? I promise.
Cheat day becomes cheat week pretty quick.
Then it comes cheat month and cheat year, and then, you know, I'm stuff in my face. Okay.
And then you're like, oh, in my next lifetime, I'll get buff. And then...
Yeah, these insane amount of fat.
Several NFL officials telling
That's okay.
it will occur during draft day because again,
It's a little potato chip. Yeah, I don't expect it either.
it would be uncomfortable because that's a man's way. You meet a woman and drag her down a flight of stairs, pulling her hair out by the roots. You're the fourth guy taken in the NFL draft. You killed people while driving drugs. That guy's welcome. Players caught in hotel rooms with illegal drugs and prostitutes. We know they're welcome. Players accused of rape and pay the woman to go away. You lie to police trying to cover up a murder. We're comfortable with that. You love another man. Well, now you've gone too far.
Guys, we didn't ask Mr. Bardman about lightning.
We didn't,
Oh.
but we were also told we would get a lore dump. How did Doc Hudson die? What the fuck?
Jesus. What? What the fuck is this?
Dude, what the fuck? Hold on.
You died of AIDS? What?
No. I mixed up the Google images versus the Google.
Oh god. That's pretty good. That's a good meme. That's what it is. That one's going in the folder.
Okay.
Gilbert, are you back yet? No, Mark's still gone.
Nathaniel, did we get that lore dump from the Bard?
Oh, Lord Dump from the Bard. His name is.
Ah!
Yeah, you're not ready for it. Oh, now are you?
Oh, you said you were gonna send it via text, and that was good.
Oh, yeah. Let me pull up the fucking document.
If you're just gonna read it to me, I'm fine with that.
I don't actually. Oh, yeah. His name is Jack.
Jack. I like that. Nice and simple. It's not, you know.
Does he climb beanstalks? Is that what this is analogous for?
He climbed
No,
down the
but he
beanstalk.
does reveal that his piano is in fact a mimic.
His piano is a mimic.
Yeah. And that's why when he took his hands off the keys, it still played.
This motherfucker doesn't know how to play piano. Motherfucker!
He duped you all. It's not him. It's the mimic.
Those
Yeah,
people.
he does not reveal whether or not. He says it's a symbiotic relationship, and at that point, him and the piano get into an argument, and the mimic talks by playing notes.
So,
You get a very minor chord. It's like a very diminished B7.
is that... Can the assumption be made that that's roughly what it means by he's been around for so long because the mimic's like feeding him or some shit, or does he mention something
It's
else?
nothing like malicious. It's not like he's eating people and then giving him life energy. No, he never elaborates on that. He seems rather eccentric, is the best way to put it. A little crazy.
If we asked about it, would he brush it off?
Yes.
Okay.
He would redirect the conversation.
Sounds good.
In fact, when you do ask, he redirects it.
Fantastic.
The mimic is Chad. What do you notice with your passive insight is that the bard. Actually, no, you weren't there. Okay.
I have a
who
passive
else has good
insight of
wisdom.
11.
Oh, my wisdom's.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Uznov, I was gonna say you've got a high passive insight. High enough. You notice with your passive insight that he and the piano are very good at directing the conversation, and that every time you bring up a topic that he doesn't want to talk about or he chooses not to talk about, the mimic then changes the conversation in different ways. And it's only after you leave the music shop and go downstairs and then you're like, oh, that's what was happening. That's why we never quite got an answer to our burning questions. Like he told you what you needed to know, but what you wanted to know, he was less than cordial about, in a clever way. There's your lore dump.
Let's go kill
I
him.
wrote a short story about it if you're curious. I don't think it's any good though. I can edit it later and post it. It's fine. Fun fact, it was supposed to be a different character. Jack the Bard was supposed to show up in different circumstances, but I think he
Does he
fit
know
in better
anything
here.
about lightning and corruption?
He would. If you ask him about lightning, what would he say? He would give you another keyword. He would say "ni."
What?
Knee.
Spell.
N-I.
Ooh.
Wait, Inky Ni-san.
Yeah, second level.
We go to knee.
Yep, that's what we're doing tomorrow. I don't
Corrupt
care.
the
I
lightning,
don't care.
level knee.
Don't care about
it.
it.
Find it.
To be fair, it does count as 3 or 4. I don't know how to.
No,
I'm gonna
it's
say
our
counts
best
as
lead
4.
right now. So let's
It
do
counts
it.
as 4 successes. If
So-
you
Undisputedly,
succeed in
it's our
defeating
best
this
lead.
We had no knowledge of the words lightning and corruption, like in game. Could we say
God.
that Uznob's growing connection with his god, he heard a voice that was like lightning?
Sure.
Corruption.
Uznav heard lightning in the growing connections to his god, and since then Uznav then heard the second word, which was corrupted. Miracles whispering it into your ears when you go to bed.
Hope
That's
you guys
spooky
do
ooky.
that,
What would you do with that? Not have 4 successes. That's what.
B.
Well, assuming you beat the guy. Okay. Dawn of the third day.
Dun, dun.
Now the roll back. What would you guys like to do? You have assets at your disposal. At your disposal, you have the peanut bar's not at your disposal. He's done his part essentially. He'll be there at the final fight if there is a final fight. I don't want to railroad you.
There's gonna be a fight.
I'm anticipating one. But you have the rogues at your disposal, the paladins at your disposal, the mayor and the blacksmiths are going to be doing their job. So you have the rogues, the paladins, and the mayor at the moment as your key NPCs that you can direct to do things.
Go. You go.
I was gonna say, dude, I'd like to direct the paladins to get some of the people who were at the meeting yesterday to help them make flyers and start passing them out.
Oh god, it's a pyramid
my
scheme.
my ideas for the paladins was to give them
Okay.
the 17 swords that we found and have them start training people.
Oh,
Or
that's fair.
Or do you think it would be better if we had the rogues train people? Because both are very well combat able. But what style of combat do you think the average layman would be better at?
Well, my only other, no, I think training would be good. Never mind.
There would be, I will say, from your conversations around in your amphitheater, there are former soldiers here in the Barrows. People that were disgraced and then tossed out. Literally tossed out.
So
Were there perhaps former thieves?
There could be. So you could
Or
theoretically you
active
wouldn't be
thieves.
starting from scratch. You'd have to search for active thieves.
Could we-
Who knows? There's probably some.
could we get those soldiers to be training some of the less trained people? Just like
Yes, but I will say,
Mhm.
just from all of your common sense and knowledge as characters, 7 days at this point, 5 days or 3 days, 4 days. 4 days is not enough to train anyone to be competent in the sword.
You know, like that scene in The Ranger's Apprentice? I think it was like the last book.
Yeah, where they train a bunch of. It takes them like what 6 months to do that, and
No,
then
it
they
doesn't
still
take
like.
them, like. It doesn't take them that long.
I thought
does
it took them like a long. Well, because it's the whole trip from Alice and Eve, and they do their whole boating thing.
Well, right, but like, the actual training part only takes like a little bit, right?
well, we could just so we could get the people who are rusty back into tip-top shape.
That's what would be, I would think, your best option.
Yeah, to get like our
Because just
commanding
training,
officers.
training farmers from scratch,
Would not be
Just-
worth the time.
it would not be worth the time. And
So-
you characters know that. But training the rusty soldiers to be proficient again would be very much worth the time because that's something you can do in 4 days, and those people could then provide a much greater benefit than 17 random farmers.
Half-trained
You know,
soldiers.
because these people were
Okay.
former soldiers, some of them former generals, lieutenants, that sort of thing.
So we're gonna have the rogues and the paladins stay down here. It might make sense to have the rogues be our sparring partners, so the paladins can keep going on those flyers. Because under Chad's guidance, they've been doing some fucking excellent work. It would be a shame to let that momentum die. Or does anyone have any other ideas for what the rogues could do?
I mean,
What kind of passages did we unlock to get to levels 2 and 3?
You found secret passageways through the walls. So because the walls are so high, it's not like a gate that just like opens up and you can walk through. It is a switchback staircase that goes up in the 3 like gates per se. And there's gates at the top and bottom of the staircase. What the rogues found, or what the piano man revealed to you for levels 2 and 3 there are switchbacks and ladders and rickety old like sewage line passageways or whatever, really like hidden passageways that are not easily traversable, but are more than capable to bring a small group of people in between the levels without going through the gates.
So we can get to Ni easily.
Yes.
We can get to Ni.
And you could get to San.
Yeah.
Theoretically.
Yeah, up to San. So, I think as a group, are we all in consensus we're going to Ni?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. Gilbert's looking for a fight, but Mark is.
Well, it's all I'm saying is like right now it's our only lead is our good friend Jack, the pianist, with his mimic as a piano because our good friend Gilbert did not miss the lore dump. He's sent us to Ni. But in the barrows, we're gonna have the rogues. Are the rogues gonna be? I'm sorry, I'm fucking zoned out for a second.
You said rogues, sparring partners, paladins.
Gonna keep going with the pamphlets. Okay, good. Everyone agree? Anyone have any other ideas? I just feel like I'm taking control and I don't like it.
It's good.
It's good.
Good. That's good. If it goes wrong, we can just blame you. This is
Yep,
Is there
exactly.
anything you want Mr. Piano Man to do?
Or who?
Which
Mr.
guy?
Piano Man? Like,
He said he's done his part.
Piano Man is not an asset that you could use right now.
Yeah.
He's played his part.
But he's
God,
gonna
it's so good.
he's gonna point us to the various like secret passages and then leave us to
Yeah.
ourselves.
So Piano's Man, and he will come back later on in the final act. But right now he has done his job.
Okay. So let's head up to Ni.
Okay, and then finally Mayor has a job for you if you would like to assign.
oh, right.
He has a job. Does he have a job for us, or are we assigning him a job?
He could get a. Could he get a
I'm
job?
sorry, I just was confused by your wording.
We're assigning one to him. I
You
believe.
could assign one to him. You could also ask him, instead of assigning him to a job, you could ask him for a lead on an NPC, on an item, on like a hideout, on any of one of the things I listed. Or
Do we
anything you
want
can
to
think of.
ask him about what's going on Ni? Just be like, hey, we heard from...
He's been down here for 125 years at least, right?
Yeah, that's right. Fuck.
So I think you should probably just keep finding folks. Keep going around and shining.
Door-to-door
Do we
campaign.
want to ask him if there are any people down here that would be super opposed to a revolution? Do we know that? Like,
Sure.
I don't know. I'm just...
Yeah, I mean, you can ask him that for free. There's, from what he knows,
Mhm.
I mean, there are people who don't want to die again, and there are people who saw how the last one ended and are like, this is shit for luck, and you know, this is a wasted effort. There are
no-
those people, but there's no one who is actively
Actively against.
campaigning against you.
Okay. So yeah, then I'd say just keep going, I guess.
Keep
Should we
going.
try some door-to-door campaigning on the first level? Or leave it that
No,
way?
I feel like that's risky. Because if
Yeah,
we,
that's how we get found out, I think.
yeah, because if we
Okay.
fuck it up, and or
It's
there's
true.
happens to be a
Doing
guard
things in
there.
the barrows is very safe, in terms of failures. But doing things outside of the barrows is where failures can be experienced.
Okay.
Okay.
But more rewards. For example, Piano Man is a reward that had a potential failure, but instead you got a benefit out of it.
Ni.
Okay, so what is you said Mayor is going to continue down here?
Yep.
Are you looking for the mayor to gather more people for the amphitheater, or are you telling him to go find specific individuals and attempt to get them to join your cause?
I think
Uh,
specific, like key people would be better. Because if he knows, like, yes, the old grumpy general that lives down in a cave by himself. That's
Yeah.
much more useful.
yeah. Or, you know, maybe like the head of the knitting club or something.
Those needles, you know.
Yeah,
they're
other important figures in the community that can also go out and recruit more people.
Yeah, okay. Alright, good to know. Okay, so paladins are on flyers duty, rogues are sparring partners, and mayor is finding specific people to help the cause, as well as just generally going door to door. That leads the rest of you up to Neat. You teleport onto each, or you can use the gateway that you recently
Let's use the
found,
piano gateway.
Yeah, piano
which
gateway.
is spell slot friendly.
Are we seeming?
I think we're seeming.
We are.
We gotta be seeming.
Okay.
I think not seeming is just a horrible idea.
So
Yes, and at which point Tarira reinforces the idea that not seeming is a bad idea. And the only
Okay.
reason Piano Man was able to go by fine was because weird perception. Magic.
So I'll cast my seeming and we'll go down the pianist hole.
Okay. Down
Thanks,
to
Mark.
the pianist's hole.
What?
Thank you.
And you emerge from the other side of the hole, freshly shot out. Some of you threw up, but other than that, you're fine. And you are now on each. And you would like to go to
Get a
level
shot of the
Children.
Yes, we are. You find one of the secret passageways that Mr. Piano Man told you about, and after a grueling, probably half an hour climb, you are able to. Ian's being hailed.
Ian.
You are able to emerge from the wall, and you are now 800 feet further in, or further up, and you are on level knee. You'll notice that the architecture here is, while not substantially nicer, is nicer to a noticeable extent. Everything just seems to be a bit cleaner, and you'll notice that there's a fewer amount of non-drow races.
I definitely cast Mage Armor on the way here.
Okay, you cast Mage Armor. Good
When you
stuff.
say non-drow, any half-orcs?
No.
Damn.
Not that you can see.
How come the people who live in the tops of mountains aren't living underground? Motherfucker. Alright. So what are we gonna look around? We're slightly
Looking for lightning.
we're in slightly better suburbs pretty much still.
Yeah, you're on if the
Middle
like-
class.
yeah, you went from lower middle class to middle class.
Yes.
Okay.
And we're gonna get to upper middle class. Fuck yeah, man.
Well,
The economic ladder.
you do need to find an encounter so you can kill someone.
Are buildings made out of gold yet?
Yeah.
No, but you do notice some platinum trim on some of these
Oh.
buildings.
Fuck gold.
Oh.
The
27
particularly
moon
nicer
bucks.
buildings, like the nice stores and some of the really nice houses, they have platinum trim instead of wood trim.
Is there any dark alleyway I can go in so I can steal it?
You're gonna steal the trim off of a house.
Yes, I am.
Not really.
Ah.
There's less alleyways here, you notice. The city's, while still packed, it seems that what would be alleyways have turned into proper walkways. A bit less haphazardly thrown together. A bit more
I'll
planning
loot
went
on
into
the way out.
Yeah,
You loot in the
don't
way out.
worry,
I like
we'll
it.
steal a house before we leave, Chong. Pick it up.
So you guys are looking for your keywords, right? Your lightning, your
Yes, we're
corrupted,
looking.
your knee. Since this is just kind of a very vague hunting down the words, and you don't know a lot about the area, all of you roll. Careers with you. Level knee.
Am I with
Intelligence
you? I think
acrobatics.
so.
Some
imagine
people
you're with
still
us.
speak common. It's less spoken here, and you feel as though common's a little more frowned upon, but still not to the point of people not speaking it at all.
Mhm.
So all of you make investigation checks, since you will all be able to participate in the investigation.
Dude, I'm rolling fucking hot today. Natural 20. I don't know why.
24.
Natural 20.
Jeez.
7.
Okay.
I don't like not failing.
3.
God.
Okay, so Uznab, you find a different food vendor this time.
God damn.
I was
This guy
was
has
chastised to not spend any money.
You were chastised to not spend any money, but this guy wafts something underneath your nose. He just sticks his hand out there
What a
and
prick.
rubs it underneath your nose. And the rest of you are doing a very good job of investigating, except for Chad. Chad, you're with Uznab.
Excellent.
Surely we didn't give him any more moon bucks after the freaking
He
kebab
definitely
fiasco.
He stole
And-
them back.
Uznab definitely has. Well, here's the thing. Chad also has a couple of moonbucks.
Oh, do I?
No.
We split the moon bucks.
Because you took them away from Uznab. And Chad, you smell this? It's fucking delicious. Your mouth is salivating. It's this beautiful combination of if you can imagine the smell of freshly caught smoked salmon, and it's just that really, really the good fish smell of freshly cooked,
Good
just
fish.
out of the oven. And then it's also combined with this French fried fish kind of sound, and it's just terrible for your health, delicious. You guys pay a total of probably 3 moon bucks between the two of you. Just splurging on the street food before the group turns around and realizes Uznab and Chad are just nomming on this fried piece of fish.
Okay.
Did you want to
Guys,
Down.
it's really
25.
good. You gotta try some.
I'll take a look.
Dude, it's great.
It's fucking delicious. This street food's amazing. And you'll know here that having sampled some of the street food now, the food here is delicious. Like it's actually incredible. Even the street food, it's much better than they have up above, which is strange considering how did they get fish here? But you'll worry about it later. For the rest of you, what were the totals for those natural 20s and the 24?
It was an investigation, right?
Yes, investigation.
21.
21. Gilbert got 24. Chonk
23, technically.
23 technically.
Premium.
Rolling a 15, I still win.
Yeah. So Gilbert, you were the first to notice. The city is, I wouldn't say powered per se, but there are things that use a form of electricity. What's the word? Like what's the word? Oh, fuck, I can't forget the word. A form of electricity not quite developed, right? It's not like electricity as we knows it. We know it, but it's close to that.
Proto-electricity.
It's proto-electricity, right?
God.
It's pre-electricity. And after a couple of hours of searching and spending some moonbucks on street food, you three are able to, together, track down what appears to be a power plant of sorts.
Fuck yeah.
Is how we would modernly describe it. It's where it looks like where all the electricity is generated. It's off limits to the public, as far as you can tell. But you found the building.
We're gonna do some sneaker.
Can you seem us differently?
For another 5th level spell slot.
Never mind.
Never mind.
God, the
Can make
limitations
us
of magic.
invisible?
Magic is too weak, Mark. God.
Damn you, Gygax.
Gygax?
Yeah, creator of D&D.
Okay, so we have a power
I
plant.
mean,
What's the area around the power plant? Is it like tucked up against the wall? Is it in the middle of a large clearing? Or is it
It's
like...
there are some industrial buildings on either side of it. It's not as jam-packed as the residential side of the city.
Okay.
And there's not as many people here since it's the industrial side.
Are the nearby buildings also like guarded? Closed off to the public?
I wouldn't say it's guarded. Like, there's no guard standing outside the power plant. It's just the doors are locked and there are signs posted in Elvish saying no entry to unauthorized personnel. The same goes for the other ones. I would say the building on the left doesn't have any particular signage. It seems to be a typical working building.
God, if only I could read. Ideas, anyone?
Gilbert does translate.
I translate.
Any ideas, people?
Sneaker.
Are the walls made of stone?
Yeah, some nice stone masonry.
Are there any sort of
That's it.
chimney or skylight opening?
Lots of smokestacks. Probably 3 big ones towards the back of the building.
All of which...
They're spewing...
Pushing
Actually, what would they be spewing? They're spewing
Electricity.
a black, smoky substance.
Corruption.
They're corrupting the environment with electricity.
There is only so much air underground. I gotta say.
It's true. It's a limited resource here.
God, oxygen and non-renewable resource. Fuck me.
Is there a magic weapon down here called the lore axe?
Honestly, sneaking through I don't know.
I can just make a door in the side of the building.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. That
Yeah, do that.
There are
I mean-
alleyways on either side.
That's
So
fine.
it would
Let's
be
do it.
possible.
Door.
Also, we can probably use our pigments.
Nah, just door it.
No one has... Okay, if you can use the pigments, let's use the pigments. But who has the pigments in their inventory?
I do. We went over this.
Okay. I would use the pigments, because that's an expensive spell slot.
Yes.
Oh.
Okay. 1,000 square feet of the surface, which is you create an animate object, terrain feature, such as a door. It takes 10 minutes to cover 100 square feet. We don't need to cover that many square feet. We just probably need to cover like 10
Yeah,
square feet. So that's
I would
what,
say,
1 minute.
10 square feet. Mark that down in paint. As Gilbert, you start painting over with a nice 2-inch brush. You give it a nice door shape, and you kind of paint a door handle and some little flourishes to make it really look like a door. And as soon as the rest of you, who are all kind of nervously looking around, making sure nobody's seeing you, You all turn and look, and you're like, "Hey, Gilbert painted a door." And as soon as you realize that, the door materializes from the paint, and it looks as though the door he painted just came to be. And you have a door in the wall now.
All right, let's go find ourselves Zapdos.
Zapdos. Ooh, that hurts. Poor Nathaniel. Worked so hard
Also-
to encounter Zapdos.
Do we want to give each one of us one of the beads of force?
Yeah, sure.
All right, everyone. Wait, there's only 5 of us? Yeah, there's only 5 of us. Jesus Christ, I can count.
Okay. All right.
Can you?
Okay,
I don't know.
you open the door,
Prayer beads.
and you step inside to the power plant.
I'm gonna beat a force
it's a-
myself.
It's a rather large building, and you'll notice that while there are like these there's hemispheres that are placed all around the about 6 of them lined up in a 3x3 or a 3x2 grid, and these are about 5 feet tall. These metal hemispheres that are like binded to the floor and very steel buckled, very industrial looking, and they kind of hum with this electric energy. And when you get close, you can kind of smell ozone, and you get that feeling of like touching something super staticky, of like right before you touch it, you kind of feel the static energy. And there is a staircase going down on the other side of the building, but nothing much on this floor.
Yeah, into the bellows.
Gentlemen, do you think that maybe if we knock out power for the entire city, or at least one floor of the city, that they might catch on that something's happening?
Yeah, dude. I
Alright,
agree.
cool. As long as we're all on the same page, we all understand this. Let's go.
Well, as long as we don't knock out the
As
power.
long as we're on the same page.
Well, no, but we can knock it out. But I mean,
What I'm saying is
could've
maybe...
been anyone.
Okay, so once it's knocked out, what's our exit plan? Because they're probably going to come here, and they're probably not going to let anyone leave me. Oh boy.
Could any of you see that?
I see that you rolled a dice.
Okay,
Purple.
perfect. Good to know. Perfect. Okay. Continue. on, Sorry.
Now it disappeared. Where'd you
So-
put the...
So, if we... How are we going to get out of this one? 'Cause that's... I think we should have thought about this
well-
before we got inside, but,
I can teleport us to Waterdeep.
Can you teleport us to the first level? Don't you know
Oh, I
that?
can do that too. That's
Okay,
fine.
okay, cool.
And we can just go down the magic tunnel.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Secret
Yeah,
tunnel.
Wonderful. Everyone's good. We're good. We have an exit
Of
strategy.
course, that will take a minute.
We have plenty of time. Not even worried.
That's 10 rounds. Easy.
Afterthought.
10 rounds.
It's an easy game.
Golden.
Let's
We're
go.
Okay.
golden.
So you go down the
Who is this
stairs,
great one.
and as you
This is a great one.
go down the stairs to the second layer, it's about a 20-foot staircase down. And the bottom of this, you'll notice that these like hemispheres on top match up with these metal cylinders. These glass cylinders lined with metal that go down to the floor of the basement of the room. And inside each of these metal or these glass cylinders looks to be some sort of lightning elemental. You guys will have heard stories of lightning elementals, but this is, for many of you, the first time seeing it up close. It looks like captured, bottled lightning, right? Like it's just zapping all over the place. It's desperately trying to break out. But for some of them, they are rather subdued, and they look to be sleeping, or if not sleeping, just sitting still in their prisons. There are 6 of them in total, matching up with the hemispheres on top. And at the very end of this hallway, on the other side, is a large steel door in a semicircle shape that's about 10 feet tall and about 10 feet wide.
Would one describe the current state of these elementals as imprisoned?
Yes, that would be a fair description for it. They don't... I mean, lightning elementals are hard to read, but they don't look too happy to be in there.
Yeah.
God.
Who's Knob?
Yes.
Do you imagine they're from this plane of existence?
Oh.
Oh, shit.
I
That's so smart.
don't know. Are they?
I mean,
Elementals.
there's the elemental planes of existence. I don't know. DM,
Yes?
would I have any knowledge of what plane of existence these kind of lightning elementals are from?
Let me look it up.
Nathaniel, I want you to know I'm really impressed because we can't hear the pain in your voice.
I don't know what plane they are from.
Okay.
I'm going to say they're from this plane, from what you can remember.
So all we
Technically
need to
not
do...
from the Underdark, they're from the world above, but
Yeah,
So-
that's still the same plane.
it's
Here's
the
what I'm-
same plane of existence.
Here's what I'm hearing. We banish them. One of us takes their place inside the prison. Then they can't return into the prison, and then when they come back, they're freed. It's genius.
We
Can
cast
we just
teleportation
like,
circle.
break the glass, dude? Seems like it'd be easier.
And I suppose there is that.
Okay,
Fine.
so let's before we do this, anyone else notice that there's no guards here?
We should go looking for that.
Yeah, dude. Do you want me to?
So here's what I'm thinking though. I have a weird feeling that big ass metal door probably has a guard behind it, like one real fucking big guard. You know what I'm saying? Like, doesn't that make a little bit of sense to you that they wouldn't? I doubt they would fucking leave this unattended.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can we trap the door somehow?
Yes, a Python the door shut.
Well, hold on a second.
These massive
What if-
50-foot doors.
We painted on the door just a wall.
Just paint the seam of the door closed. It's genius.
I have no idea if that's how this works. I'm trying to figure out. Let's see. Completely, the object trained becomes real, non-magical object. Thus, painting a door on a wall creates an actual door that can be opened to whatever is beyond. Does the opposite hold true as well?
If you just
Well,
paint
how
the
big did
wall
you say these
door-
doors were?
Well, if you paint a push door, then they couldn't push it from the other side, right?
Oh.
Well,
You
that's-
know,
that's-
your words to Miracle's ear.
Well, okay, but they could also pull it, maybe.
Yep, it's true. Paint a revolving door.
Not if there's no handle.
Do we maybe paint a window first? See what's on the other side? Or do you think that's a bad idea because then they'll see us? How big are these doors again? I forgot what you said.
10 feet by 10 feet semicircle. So it would be a 20-foot diameter circle, but it's cut in half.
So,
Okay.
R squared.
But yeah, I mean, if we just paint a wall over it,
Yeah, it's worth a try.
I don't think they'd be able to open it.
They would.
Okay.
They
It
probably,
is supremely unsubtle.
and they might have to try to break it. They'll probably try to break it down, but it'll give us time to run away, potentially paint a circle, and zip zap zoop our way out.
We can also paint a pit in the floor that they can fall into.
Ooh,
Oh, classic.
classic pit trap. Or we
At
use
this point, you all notice that
Oh,
the elementals around you, since you guys have been, I imagine you've walked into the room a little bit.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're just walking and talking.
You know, you're just walking around. The lightning, all 6 of the elementals around you have dimmed in their state to the point where they all are just fizzling, essentially, like these small-ish balls of lightning that seem very inert. And the room lighting has visibly dimmed
Oh boy.
as you guys have been talking.
We could also paint holes in their enclosures so they can escape.
We could use normal
We can
paint.
Break the glass.
Use normal paint. Paint a fake tunnel on the wall, so whatever comes out runs into the wall and hits their face.
That would never work.
It wouldn't work because if you paint it with real paint, it becomes a real tunnel.
No, we're not using the marvelous pigments. We're just using normal paint. Everyone carries around 100 gallons of paint with them. It's right there in my inventory.
Wily coyote.
Okay, so what are we doing? I've just been throwing things out there.
I
I
think-
don't know if any of them are good ideas.
Let's. Do you want to start painting the doors? I think we paint the doors.
So paint a
Yeah.
wall on the doors.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then we
that's the
can.
best idea.
That's gonna
Okay.
cost 10 feet times pi. It's gonna cost a
So
lot.
100 square feet is
So it's a 10-foot
10
radius.
minutes to do 100 square feet.
So it'll take 30 minutes. No, is that right? Or is it
Wait,
150?
what?
Well, it's area of a circle. It's a semicircle. It's got a radius of 10.
Yep.
10 squared is 100. To multiply that by pi, so 314. Now then we have to divide that in 2, so it's 150 feet. So it'll take 15 minutes. Right? Is my math right? Am I crazy?
No, yeah, you're crazy. Right? Because... Oh, 10-foot radius, I was thinking 10-foot diameter. Okay.
Okay, so what's the plan here?
Let's just make sure that we have this right. It's the total area of the doorway is like 150 feet. We're doing this math right. It's been
if that is the half of the area of a 20-foot diameter circle, then yeah.
20-foot diameter?
Yeah,
20
which is
foot
10-foot
diameter
radius.
total, which is a 10.
Okay, yep. I'm getting very confused. Yes, so 157 square feet. Take 15
So
minutes
it's
to
like
do.
15 minutes.
Okay.
God, at
And,
that point, we should probably just try to break the people out, right? Like, that's
And so
a lot
you're
of time.
painting a wall onto this door?
Yeah, we're painting the door
Yes.
into a wall.
Okay, you painted the door into the wall. So you take 15 minutes to do this. Over the course of this 15 minutes, Gilbert, because you're painting on the door, you'll notice the door gets progressively hotter and vibrates towards the end of your painting session. It just starts, and you smell this familiar sound of ozone. And the rest of you look around, and the lightning elementals are almost completely inert at this point. They're still alive from what you can tell, but it seems that all of their energy has been sapped.
Okay, let's
You
start
continue
breaking.
painting the wall?
What?
Do you continue painting the wall?
How much have I done?
You've done, I would say, 10 minutes worth.
I mean, at that point, I only have, like, half a wall left. You know?
True.
And, like, y'all can be doing stuff as well to...
Can multiple people use the paints at once?
How many brushes are there?
I think there's only one brush.
I use my hand.
That's
Finger
Uh,
painting.
you painted
I
a wall
need-
into your hand.
I think I
Roll
need
me
to
a
use a
Constitution
brush.
saving throw. No, you cannot use your hand for this, as far as you are aware.
God.
I'm gonna keep going. Y'all can look around, see what's going on here while I do it. Maybe one of you stays and helps guard me, but...
Can I
Oh.
investigate up above? See if there's anything.
Yeah, I don't think you need to investigate per se. They're simply rafters.
Let me
Nothing
know.
unusual happening above.
Igor is out and about.
Okay,
Yeah,
good to know.
I'm going to investigate as well.
Yeah, I mean, if you investigate the ceiling, nothing of note.
Anything
The
in
room
the
is the same.
Any secret passages, secret doors?
No. For the sake
Yeah.
of brevity, no. It is a standard building. It appears this is a
Alright.
standard power plant, not built with secret exits in mind.
Son of a bitch. What a worthless
I mean,
power
there's a
plant.
Faraday cage in the corner, I guess. That's the interesting part. But other than that, there's nothing.
Let's see. All right.
Gilbert, you
Yes.
finish painting the wall. The wall
I do.
materializes. The door is now painted over. Congratulations, you've painted it over.
Yes.
I feel like maybe we were supposed to go through that door. Who knows? Fuck, we didn't even
Who
check.
knows?
We
Fucking
didn't
who knows?
check.
Who the fuck knows?
We can always just paint another door on. A much smaller door this time.
Bad. Oh.
No, who knows? Who knows? You did what you did.
Yeah,
Go on.
No.
of course.
Well, okay, so
It makes
break
it.
out-
It logically makes sense. We all can agree on that,
I'm
right?
on board with this still.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
that makes sense. I vibe with what you did. It makes sense.
We can always paint a door back on. Not as big though, because that's just a lot of paint and a lot of time.
Now we just get the
Make sure to
elementals
mark
out.
down how much paint you used as well.
Yeah, I have.
Do we just break them out, or do we want to paint them out?
We'll just break it out. Why would you paint?
I don't know, man. I'm just thinking, like, you
Maybe
know.
there's alarms if you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll just be a lot
Well, I
quieter.
feel like magical alarms would go off if it left. Like, it wouldn't be set to if the
Yeah.
glass breaks.
Well, if we paint a hole, it comes out, and an alarm goes off, we can just shatter the rest.
Or
Or we could just shatter them all right now. How many of them are there? 6? Do you
There are
say?
6 in total.
6 in total.
And the glass, well, the glass is thick. It's not unshatterable, especially for someone with Igor or Chunk
Oh
system.
yeah, baby.
Or a sunblade.
Or a sunblade, yeah.
Sunblade.
I forgot about the lightsaber, my bad. Why'd I give that to you?
Let's
You almost
go.
had 2. Thank God Kella died.
It was a worse version though. It was a knockoff.
It was a
Assembly.
knockoff. It only did 1d6.
Um,
Slightly shorter too. A little inept.
let's hit it. Let's go for
Alright.
it. Let's just shatter
So
some
you're
fucking
shattering? Okay.
Yeah.
Igor, roll me a strength check.
things. Fuck yeah.
Actually, yeah, roll me a straight strength check.
Oh god, that sucks.
Chunk, if you also want to break
It's a
one.
13.
Okay, you crack the glass. It's
10.
thicker than you thought. Chunk, you also. Are you doing the same one or a different one?
Same one.
Same one. You. And you see the cracks spread more throughout the glass. But it remains unbroken.
At least do a star platinum, aura.
What? I'm just
The best
gonna
part is that only half the people in this call understood what that meant.
I'm just gonna, like looking real weird at him. I'm gonna take out my war pick and I'm gonna fucking spike it.
Okay, so Chonk, you're doing your aura start. You know what? Fuck it. Roll with advantage because that fucking reference. And then Igor, roll with advantage because you're using an ice pick instead of just your fist.
Natural 20.
Ooh, pog. For a total of
25.
okay.
Say
Igor,
21.
21. So Igor, you slam it with your ice pick and it cracks more. And then you pull out your ice pick and you go to strike again. And in that time of striking again, Chonk steps forward and just BAM! Open palm strikes the glass and it shatters into a million pieces. As it scatters everywhere. The glass raining down on you, have to duck away in order to kind of dodge the majority of the shards. Your arm gets all cut up. It's definitely not safety glass, you realize now. As the rest of you take a couple of steps back. Chonk and Igor, you guys suffer, let's see here. 14 points of slashing damage.
14.
Both.
Oh my god.
As you guys get cut up by the glass raining down on top of you. And because it was a 20-foot tall glass cylinder that you shattered. But as the glass settles and you guys take a couple steps back, you see the lightning elemental still inert, lying on the ground.
Whatever. Let's shower some more, I guess.
Can I cut one with my sunblade?
Yeah, you could do that, and that's actually a lot safer because it's not shattering the glass. Igor and Chonk, I imagine you guys learned from your lesson, and when the glass shatters, you jump out of the way, and so you don't have to take any more slashing damage. As you guys spend the next, 10, 20, 30 minutes shattering the glass and cutting it out. After 30 minutes or so, you've completely shattered probably 4 of the 6 chambers, and Uznab has cut big holes in the other 2. The lightning elementals still remain on the ground, shivering almost.
Do I know what's wrong with the elementals?
Make an Arcana check.
26.
It seems as though, and you're no expert, their power is being drained, is as far as you can tell. And you're not sure being drained exactly where to,
Or from.
but you know that they are powerless at the moment. They're nothing more than like husks of lightning elementals. They're all essentially at like 1 HP, just shivering there.
What happens if I touch one?
You get zapped. A nice healthy 10,000 volt. Ah, fuck. But that's
Okay.
about it.
Does anybody have rubber gloves?
Oh, of course.
No.
We'd scoop them up in one of the giant bowls.
I mean, there could be some
yeah.
sort of mechanism further up that is doing the draining that we could disrupt, possibly, and this may be crazy, through a certain door.
Yeah.
Uh,
Let's go for it.
Actually, yeah. If this doesn't work, let's go fuck some more shit up.
Sounds good.
Yes.
Paint a new door. Yes.
Okay, so where are you painting the door? On the wall that you painted, on the door that you painted
Yeah.
over?
So there's a door, and we painted a wall on that. We're painting a door on that.
Okay, I'm gonna say, so you paint a door, and it's like a standard rectangle door, and you open it, and then you realize, fuck, you painted the door through the wall, and now there's a door you have to paint through again.
Okay. So we paint through that door. Just tell me the square footage.
Use a total of 20 square feet of paint in order to paint 2 doors through what you only needed to paint 1 door through.
Yep.
You push open the second door, and you enter. Here, let me do this. Activate.
Oh, Jesus.
Something's
something
gone
wrong.
Sunlight!
Here.
Son of a bitch!
We'll say Jorva stayed aside for this one.
Do we still have, oh, what's his name?
Torira?
No. Doggy Dog. What's the dog's name?
Goddard?
Goddard doesn't have a
Yes,
fucking...
Gilbert does still have Goddard.
Okay, good.
And the button
I'm
has not been
going
pressed.
to run and get a mouse for combat because the trackpad is painful.
Oh, it's very optimistic of you, assuming we're getting combat. I think it's 10:51. We could do a bit of combat. We'll see how far we get.
If you don't think we have time, that's fine.
No,
too.
we'll see how far we get. So as
Okay,
you guys
then I'll
all
run.
step forward, you come into this massive circular room. It is easily 160 feet across and about 50 feet tall. You descend downstairs, like this is a slope here, this part. And this is a raised dais where these two pillars are. It's surrounded by, it's about a 10-foot elevation in total from the water's edge. And the water is not very deep. It's like 3 feet deep, right? It's a small moat that travels around. There is a surprising amount of greenery on all of the walls, and you'll notice sunlight filtering in from the ceiling. You don't see any surface per se, but there is sunlight filtering through. That's just, this part's just a slope down. I don't know if you can see my cursor. I think that helps. This part is just a slope down. There's the moat. This is a broken staircase. It looks to be in some sort of disrepair. Someone hasn't kept up in a while, it would seem. The whole chamber is in a bit of disrepair, actually. And you'll notice that the door was quite rusted. It seems as though nobody's been in here for a while. And you will see, as you all, I imagine, step up to the dais and get to, we'll say about there, you will see here, in between these two 15-foot tall pillars, there is a lightning elemental that looks very different from all the other lightning elementals. It is, first of all, surrounded in lightning itself. And you'll notice as you get close to these pillars, the lightning starts arcing out and zapping against the walls. And while avoiding you, these pillars and these some parts of the wall are made out of metal. And so the lightning is bouncing on and arcing off of those, creating these massive shows like a giant Tesla coil. The elemental kind of turns and twists, and then the room goes dark, and the sunlight is covered over, and everything falls into pitch black except for this glowing center. And then, with a massive explosion, the lightning rocks out. You all take.
No saving throws? All right.
I suppose you could make me Constitution saving throws. And it's perfect.
I've rolled a 6 so many times today.
Oh, poor Dylan.
I got 9.
9. Okay.
21.
21. All right. So anyone who rolled a 15 or lower takes 10 points of lightning damage. Those who rolled 15 or above, or those who rolled 16 or above, sorry, take 5 points of lightning damage. As a massive explosion rocks out, but it's surprisingly undamaged or undamaging. As you take the brunt of it and look forward and turn and look at this lightning elemental who is now floating 5 feet in the air. And the lightning elemental then grows these two arms, and you'll notice now that the lightning between the pillars has died down, and it's still arcing, but it looks as though the lightning elemental itself has absorbed most of the lightning in the room. You'll notice that it's weird. It's kind of twisted. You've seen pure lightning elementals when you first entered the factory. This is tainted. It's corrupted. There are bits of black dust scattered amongst its lightning form. There are parts of lightning that seem to shiver and to die out before they reach you. It looks as though it is corrupted. And you'll notice the fuck it, we're just gonna go full in. The bright red health bar shows up. and you get the name of Corrupted Lightning. And with that, I'm going to need you all to roll for initiative. Corrupted Lightning rolls that plus this.
There's a lot of things I could do.
Yeah, premium.
Okay. And then Igor Echo, also rolled a 3. How
Premium.
2.9. Okay. So, to start us off, Uznab, it's your turn. The lightning elemental's in front of you. What would you wish to do?
It's looking rather aggressive, huh?
You could say that.
I'm going to cast I guess a 4th level spiritual weapon.
Ooh.
Just next to it.
Next to it? Okay. Let me grab a token for that. We'll put the token as... we haven't used, what is it?
Kella.
We haven't used Kella in a while. Yeah, let's fucking use Kella. There you go. You got Kella.
Old Kella. OG Kella.
OG Kella.
That's an unnatural 20 to hit.
That hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
8 damage.
8 damage. Okay. There you go. And you see the health bar move a little bit. We're going full metagame with this because I think it's fun.
SAO style.
SAO style. Is that it for your turn, Dylan?
Yeah.
No movement or anything?
No.
Okay. Good to know. That brings us to Chonk. It's your turn.
Then you said these are giant metal walls, right?
No, so those aren't walls. That's flavor. It's these that are walls. The walls down onto that. You all are technically up plus 10 feet.
Okay.
So this would be plus 15.
How much movement does like running or a jumping take?
Standard movement, I think.
Yeah.
Is what I will roll.
Okay, so let me get the hell away from there.
Okay.
So wait, hold on. So this right here was 30. So I can move another 30 with my dash. Let me do a little
There you
pew
go.
pew.
Okay.
Have
Roll me an
advantage
attack.
From,
Oh yeah, assassin.
from assassin.
God bless.
21.
21 hits. Go ahead and roll damage with sneak attack because you it is engaged with enemy and you had advantage on the roll.
Hey, hey, hey.
Whoa. Corrupted Lightning did not roll 4. What?
No takesy backsies.
No takesy backsies.
It says so in the rule book.
You rolled a 16.
You know what? That's fair.
I'm just like, wait a minute. I did not roll that.
You know, it's lightning.
And it's a D10.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, I'm gonna re-roll that. 6 plus 5 plus 6 plus 1 plus 6 plus 5 plus 2. 31 points of damage.
31.
Good
Okay,
God.
that's pretty good. 31.
Man, I
You
miss
watch
my
as the
mouse.
arrow, and funnily enough, the arrow passes straight through it. But the lightning coalesces around the arrow and heals the hole that you shot through it, but it does appear to do damage. As the magical essence of the arrow is able to penetrate it. You have a feeling that non-magical attacks are going to be very ineffective. Chad, it's now your turn.
All right, dude. So I'm gonna fly kind of close to it, and out of curiosity, are they within 30 feet of me if I'm 15 feet in the air?
We're all technically 15 feet up, aren't we?
Yes, because you're all 15 feet in the air. So if you fly up to 30
I see how that works.
Yeah, no. Token mold didn't
30
actually
feet.
work on that, which is whack.
Okay. In that case,
Or sorry, 10 feet.
that mathematics over there. So they're 20 and they're 10 feet.
I would say you would have to move one more tile. And then you would be clear. Yeah, I would call that clear.
You're gonna scare Kella.
Oh no.
Oh no. Anyways, DC 17 Constitution saving throw. If
DC
they
17
can be frightened.
Constitution saving throw. let me find out its con stats. That is a let's see, 22.
Ooh. That does beat 17 last time I checked.
Yes, unfortunately.
In that case, I would like to notably stay up in the air.
Okay.
And are there any large... Am I smart enough to know this? Are there any large, like, metal pillars that aren't currently shooting out lightning?
No. The metal pillars
what I thought.
currently, the two metal pillars that stick up into the air, about 30 feet tall, so you're about eye level with them. They are both actively shooting out lightning.
Would my spear be a metal
you have
that
your 10-foot
conducts...
pole.
Yeah.
Is it metal or is it wood?
Your 10-foot pole is wood.
Okay, that's good.
I was imagining it as 4 quarterstaffs put together, so yes, it would be made out of wood.
Okay, just wanted to check. That's relevant. My turn.
Okay. It is now the Corrupted Lightning's turn. Okay. Corrupted Lightning, at the start of its turn, is going to suck in the lightning from these pillars, rendering these two pillars inert as they go from this dull blue energy shooting out lightning to just like this very faint pulsing glow. And it is going to heal 30 HP with its action. And then it is going to move, let's see, I would say about here. And let's see, movement action, bonus action, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And then it's going to make, actually, no, that's where it's going to end its turn. Gilbert, it is now your turn.
Okay, so those pillars look very much inert at this moment.
It looks like they are inert, yes.
Okay, well, I think this calls for a shocking grasp. No.
Do you think it's immune to lightning?
You're
No.
right, 9th level chromatic orb with lightning damage. Okay, I was gonna dispel magic on the pillars, but if they're inert, I suppose it's time to just get a good old scorching ray going on. We'll do it at third level scorching ray.
Okay.
So that is going to be 4 scorching rays at him.
Okay. Make me those 4 rolls.
That was fun. Lowest is a natural 1, that misses. Next lowest is a 12.
12 misses.
Next lowest is a 16.
16 misses.
Next lowest.
Actually, no, sorry, 16 hits.
Okay, so then that's going to be 2 hits. Not
I
bad
have 2
damage.
stat blocks written down. I keep looking at the wrong one.
It's going to be total. That's actually really bad. 16 fire damage total.
Minus 16 points of fire damage. Okay.
That's more than I did.
And we're going to not be in straight lines with other people. Can
Really,
I
what makes you
go
say that?
Here.
Okay. Is that the end of your turn?
That is the end of my turn.
At the end of your turn, it's going to use one of its legendary actions.
Uh-huh.
And it is going to move. Actually, no. It's going to use its reach to do
Oh.
a
Yeah, that's
bite.
fair.
Sorry, not a bite attack. A swipe attack.
It's a
against,
bear! Son of a
Usopp.
bitch!
It's a bear!
Just use bear!
I don't know what you're talking about. That is not the macro that I have. Oh, sorry, that's damage. Usopp does a 12 hit you.
No,
Dude,
Well, yeah, no, that's not a good roll. It's a 3.
it's a fantastic roll.
Okay, that's the end of its legendary
If he
action.
had reach, he also would have had attack for opportunity on me.
Oh, right, that's true. Sorry. So don't make that roll. Gilbert, that's a 27.
I'm gonna use my reaction to use Shadow Martyr, and Igor's gonna take the attack instead.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. My hero. All right. Okay, so Igor suffers.
Igor's gone. He has 1 hit point. He's gone.
Yeah, he would suffer 19 points of lightning damage. As he
He teleports in
slashed
front of
apart.
him.
Yeah, so Gilbert, you are running away, and as you turn, you feel the hair prickling up at the end, the back of your neck, and you turn, and you see this ozone-like creature leap forward, and lightning strikes you, and then Igor bamps in front of you and takes the lightning bolt to the chest, and just poofs into and vanishes into the ethereal plane, leaving you unscathed.
Oh, good.
Igor, it's now your turn.
You know, I'm seeing a lot of bad things coming out of the lightning and into the lightning, so I'm going to take a bead of force and I'm going to throw it at him. He
Okay.
will make a DC 15 dexterity saving throw. Come on, low dex.
That is a 12.
12? Snap.
Man got
That's
21
plus
on
5 dex
Constitution.
to 17.
17? Plus 5 dex. Damn,
I mean,
that blows.
you are fast when you are lightning. I can't.
He is...
I am.
He succeeds a saving throw, probably when they are pushed away from the center of the sphere. So the sphere's centered there, so he gets pushed back this way.
Okay.
But he's not encapsulated in the sphere. There is now a sphere on the board,
There's now a
gentlemen.
sphere there? Okay.
think
Let
so.
me draw that out.
Interesting.
It can roll, so like it's not like a dome. It's a sphere.
Oh. So there's just a sphere of force right there?
Yeah, there's just a magic
hamster
ball. Yeah.
It's just a magic hamster ball. Okay, as you throw the force, then lightning dodges out of the way and takes a step back and gets blown back by the capsule, but it remains outside of the capsule. So that was your action.
Bonus action. I'm gonna poof out Igor again, and then I'm gonna do some movement. I think I'm gonna move. I'm gonna move down there.
How many times can you do that per day, Ian?
Uh,
Igor?
Poof him out as many times as I
Yeah.
want. I can do that reaction where I take a hit once per short rest.
Ah, I see. Okay. And that's the end of your turn?
Yes.
All right. At the end of your turn, it's going to use another one of its legendary actions
Why won't it let me undo
to
that?
move
It won't let me turn off my
over
measure.
to...
Help.
Who would it attack right now? I suppose it would move towards Igor.
I need help.
So it
Through
move
the
over...
through the force.
I mean, yeah, it's a lightning elemental. It just kind of squeezes through.
Hey,
It doesn't
electrons
appear...
are still affected by force, you know.
It does not appear to be interested in your mortal views of physics.
God.
Nothing can
what?
pass through it except breathable air, Nathaniel. So
yeah,
he just-
but it
Everybody
can also-
inhale some of this.
it
He
can
could just move it.
through a space as narrow as 1 inch wide without squeezing.
He could also just move
But
the
it's
sphere.
a thing of force.
Who's
It's
not?
like if you have
It's
a
your
wall
turn.
of
It
force.
moves around it.
Oh, okay, that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
That's what you mean. I thought you like went through it. That's my bad.
Is there an icon for it, or is my game broken?
I think
There-
your game's broken. It's right there.
Your
Yeah.
game's broke.
I'll refresh after this. I'm going to step over here, and I'm gonna yell to Chad to come down so I can cast Holy Weapon on his fist.
Premium.
Okay, and then are you going to hold the action?
Yeah,
Uzna, where were you in relation to him?
I
You were
was
there?
here, I think.
That is 15 feet. Okay, you're good. Okay.
Valuable knowledge.
At the end of Uznob's turn, it's going to use its last legendary action to make a blast of lightning. I'm going to need everyone within 15 feet of it,
Son
so
of a
that
bitch.
is just Igor. I need you to make
Dex?
me a dexterity, or
Premium.
yes, dexterity saving throw.
Premium.
As it blows out a blast of concentrated lightning, doing
Fail on both.
fail on both. Okay. You all take 8 points of lightning damage
Easy game.
as it bursts with this lightning. Well, it's not as powerful as you anticipated. It kind of spreads around and shocks in a nice AoE fashion. And that is going to be the end of its legendary action. Chunk, it's your turn.
Would you say I have a shot on the elemental?
It is floating 5 feet above the platform, so
Oh,
yes,
okay,
you would.
cool. All right. Let me do my whole shtick. Let me add on my sharpshooter bonus, so it's only a +5. You have advantage.
But why do you have advantage?
Oh, because of steady.
Oh,
aim.
because of the right. You're not moving. That's right.
Yeah.
every time.
so that's the unnatural 20
Unnatural 20. That hits.
Yes.
Go ahead and roll me damage with sneak attack.
with my sharpshooter bonus.
And while you're doing damage, Chad, it is your turn.
I
see
am
how it's
going
going
to obey the good Uznab and come back down.
That's right.
Okay.
Okay, so
That's right.
it's on your
Daddy.
it's on your fist, and every time you make a weapon attack with it, it deals an extra 2d8 damage.
Chonk, how much damage was that?
Give me a second.
Oh, I thought you had already calculated it. My bad.
37.
37. Damn. All right. And you look as it takes the arrow, and then it turns and looks at you, Chonk, and it sticks out an arm, and it points at you, and you feel the ozone rising around you, and you feel your hair stand up on your neck, and you feel that static electricity shock jump through your body. Chad, you've just got holy weapon cast upon you.
Yeah, dude. You know, I'm gonna take this new gift that's been bestowed upon my fists, and I'm gonna re-gift it to him.
Okay. For flavor points, I want to point out, since Sutao did 37 damage with that strike, Sutao, when you shot it, your arrow took some of the black chunk, black inky substance that's stuck within this lightning elemental. It took some of that with it on the arrowhead as it passed through, and the lightning looks a little less corrupted as you're damaging it.
Okay.
Chunk.
interesting.
You're gonna roll me some attacks.
Chad will.
Oh, Chad, yeah.
Yeah.
That's fucking.
Is there any way I can, like, do I see this too, or am I...
Yes, you would all notice this.
Okay. Can I aim for specifically those areas, or, like, see
You
what happens?
could. We'll say yes, but it's mostly flavor.
Okay, gotcha.
It's the damage that does it.
I'm punching it twice. That's a 22 and a 21.
Those both hit.
And then that's more dice than usual.
More dice than usual.
That's going to
Roll
be
the holy weapon damage.
7, 14, plus 5, 19, plus 6. That's 25 on the first one.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
Holy weapon monks, they're scary.
And then that's 10, 6, 22 on the second one.
Okay.
And then
Help. It's just dropping.
and then I'm
70
going
damage
to
for 2 turns.
expend a key point. Can it make a DC 17 Constitution saving throw?
It can. You know what? I'm gonna take that roll because it was a 2. And that's 2 plus
Nice.
11 is 13.
Yeah.
That makes it stunned if it is able to be stunned.
It is going to use its legendary resistance.
Ah.
To not be
One of
stunned.
its 3 legendary resistances in order to avoid the stun. So you watch as bam, bam, 2 holy punches. The lightning elemental swings to you. It's like, holy shit, who's doing me so much damage? And then you, with that 3rd punch, you don't do any damage, but instead you reach forward and stun it. And while, yeah, no, it's not immune to stun because, you know, why would elemental be immune to stun, whatever. You kind of reach in and grab its, like, lightning core, and you feel it stun. You feel it freeze. You feel that familiar connection with your ki, and then your hand is blown back as you feel it choose to succeed instead and resists you.
Like I choose to see it.
Secret to
I
success
love
is
it.
to choose to succeed.
It literally says chooses to succeed. It's so good.
Sweet, but
Such great
jeez.
words.
Okay, then I'm gonna expend another key point and punch 2 more times.
Okay, go ahead.
That is disgusting.
Holy weapon on monks really makes them hurt.
Yeah, that's a 14, so that probably doesn't hit.
That 14 misses, unfortunately.
Yeah.
That's a little too low, even for its low AC.
All right, that's 28. So
20 hits.
All right, well, let's roll some damage and another DC 17 Constitution saving throw.
Saving throw. Let's see here. That's a 15 plus 11. I think that succeeds.
That definitely succeeds.
It's a bear stat block,
Ooh,
guys.
plus 11. All right.
It's a bear stat block.
Did not know that.
Is it like plus 30 or something? Like, what is that?
It is plus 11 to saves specifically, I will say. It's not a
yeah.
constitution check.
Anyways, that's 20 damage.
Okay, 20 damage. It's good to know. Minus 20. Okay, that's the end of your turn.
That is,
Now
I
the
am.
It is now the corrupted lightning's turn.
Yep.
At the start of its turn, it is going to reach out with one hand and ignite these two pillars right here.
Oh no.
And you watch as they strike back to life with renewed electrical engineering or renewed
Engineering?
electrical
Yes.
Energy. Now cackling. Everyone within 15 feet of these pillars. So that would be
Hi.
Gilbert and not Uznov. Okay.
Gilbert.
Oh no. I was in
that is just Gilbert. You need to make me a dexterity saving throw as a bolt of lightning shoots out and strikes down on top of you, dealing 23 points of lightning damage. What'd you roll on your save, Gilbert?
17.
17. You succeed. You only take 11 points of lightning damage.
Still at full health.
Still, oh, the stupid arc. Yeah, the arc, whatever.
easy.
Yeah, and so you take it, and your arcane orb manages to absorb the majority of the lightning blow. Okay, that's at the start of its turn. It is then going to turn to you, Chad, and it's going to do a sidelong glance at Chonk before turning to you and making a multi-attack against you.
All right, dude.
He's going to do 3 attacks in total. Actually, sorry, 2 attacks because you use 1 action to ignite the pillars. Sorry, I should roll with this. That is a 17 to hit.
20 AC.
Okay, that misses. And an 11 to hit. It rolled an 8 and a 2. You lucky son of a bitch. As it
Got him.
swipes twice with its hands. And you manage to fly through the hands as it like tries to clap you, and you just like thread the needle and spin around, and you are still up, and it is looking rather upset. Gilbert, it's your turn.
How tall are the pillars?
The pillars are 30 feet tall. From the
Okay, so I think I can close them all in a wall of force.
Ooh.
Let's see. So that would be 2 pillars, 4, 6. And I can semi-shield it. Yeah, it's worse than I thought it was. Yeah, we're just gonna 4th level Scorching Ray him.
Okay, make me some rolls.
God, is that 5 rolls? God, that's...
Stop dying.
John, you did unsocial distance D&D in that man's room. Like, not even
I
an
did.
hour ago. You're gonna fucking die.
Lowest so far
I'm
is a 15?
15 hits.
15 hits?
Yep.
Spicy.
Okay, so all 5 Scorching Rays hit.
Okay.
You get there,
Okay.
Nathaniel? Do you need help?
I inhaled water. I had to cough it back up.
Oh wow, double ones on the first one, so that's 2. Plus 5 is 7. Plus 4 is 11.
Things aren't looking up, huh?
Plus 7 is 18. Plus 7 is 25. That should be all of them. 25 points of fire damage.
25 points of fire damage. Okay, good to know. At the end of its turn, or end of your turn, Gilbert.
Yep.
It is going to use one of its legendary actions to move. It is going to move 15 feet over here.
Will it
does
now?
not provoke. It does not provoke an attack of opportunity,
Dang.
even with Sentinel feet.
That's fair.
That is the end of its turn.
It is
Gilbert,
lightning.
it is your turn.
What?
Or sorry, Igor, it's your turn. My bad.
Fantastic. You know, with all the amount of arcing electricity and metal that it's arcing to, I think I have made the correct assumption that I should not get close to it. So I'm gonna manifest my boy Igor one more time. I think it's within 15 feet, which is right there, and then he's gonna move right up there. I'm gonna start just a simple 2 attacks. Let's see if we can finish this before he fucks off. 19 to hit.
19 hits.
That's 2 hits for 10 plus 22 for 32 points of damage.
32 points of damage. Okay. It's still alive.
Still alive. Fuck it, I'm just gonna go full Nova. We're gonna do 2 Unleash Incarnates and an Action Surge. Fuck it.
Okay.
There's a phase 2, isn't there?
There probably is.
There's that.
What?
You might as well finish phase 1, 1 turn ahead. Lowest is a 25.
Yeah, the hits.
Fantastic.
The 15 AC.
It's rough, buddy. That's
Yeah,
rough.
not all of HP too.
That was a 3, so 6.
Man, can't wait
plus
till I have to
3,
fight
9,
like
14.
6 of them at once. I think that'll be fun.
That's 58 points of damage total.
Okay, minus 58. You watch as Igor's Echo cuts it up, and with that last swing with the war pick, you cut it down, and you watch as the lightning almost vanishes into nothing before exploding out again, and it's going to use one of its legendary resistances
To fucking not die?
To
in
resist
order
death.
to resist death and regain 1 hit point and keep itself alive.
God, I should-
Igor, is that the end of your turn?
I should have read those damages out individually. Yes, that is my turn.
Okay. At the end of Igor's turn, Corrupted Lightning is going to use... it used 1 to move, so now it's going to use its last 2 remaining legendary actions to do a burst of lightning. Everyone within 15 feet of it, which is Igor, and that's it. Or Igor and Chad, sorry.
I've been 5 feet away on everything.
Does the
It's
circle
great.
protect me? Out of
It's
curiosity.
a sphere of lightning, so no.
Well,
It goes
that's
straight around the circle.
No dex saving throw.
No, you do make a dex saving throw.
Oh, okay,
Um,
that's nice.
And you suffer... sorry, that's not the right macro. It's that one. What'd you get on your dex save?
I got a 17.
17? You succeed. So you only take 9 points of
No
lightning damage.
damage.
As it
No damage.
zaps around, right? Because of monks. The fuck as it explodes out, and you can tell it's visibly weaker from the blows that it sustained, but it's still alive. And that's going to be the end of its turn. Who's not? You're up.
I'm gonna step back. Because
Are you now?
and I'm gonna have my spiritual weapon attack it.
Do it.
Kill being used.
That's 26 to hit
26 hits.
and 10 damage.
10 damage. You watch as a spiritual weapon in the form of Banzu comes in and slams through the creature, and you watch again as the corrupted lightning shrinks down to nothing, and you watch as Banzu has almost scraped all of the corruption off of this corrupted lightning beast. Along with Igor and Banzu's attacks, there is only the teensiest bit of corruption that you can visibly see on the lightning. However, as it dies, it's going to use its last legendary resistance to regain 1 HP.
Dude, what a punk.
Resist to death.
Well, that was
Now-
a bonus action.
There you go. It's now out of legendary resistance. Notably.
Banish it.
No, that sounds like a mistake.
But it's got 1 HP.
I'm just gonna use a first level guiding bolt right there.
Oh, God.
Oh, the disrespect.
That's a 17 to hit.
17 hits.
Do I need to
Disrespect.
roll damage?
Yes,
No.
of course.
I want to see it, but no, you do not.
It's only 11 damage.
Only 11. You watch us finally, for the 3rd time in a row, Uznab shoots out a guiding bolt, and you watch as the guiding bolt slips through and takes off that last chunk of corruption, leaving this entirely plain and pure lightning elemental in its wake, as it is now brought to 0 HP and explodes everyone within 30 feet. That is Gilbert. That is Chad.
Son of a
that is
bitch!
Uznab, and that is Igor. I need you all to make dexterity saving throws as it boom and explodes out in this cataclysmic explosion of lightning,
2!
dealing
20.
78 damage.
okay, wow, that was a really low roll. Okay, so who rolled above a 16?
Me.
Okay, Gilbert, and that's it.
Not I, you know.
Okay, Jesus. Okay, so
Top quality
Uznab,
monk
Chad,
stuff.
and Igor, you guys take 21 points of lightning damage.
Easy game.
Gilbert, you take half of that, so you take 10 points of lightning damage.
Did I hear 11 points of lightning damage?
The explosion rocks forward and blasts you all, and you guys all hold up your hands. And after the explosion, you can see the corrupted lightning is now gone. But you'll notice that The battle music has not stopped.
I succeeded my concentration check. You still have holy weapon.
Okay, that's good to know. That's good to know. Gilbert, you notice because you've been keeping special eye on them, and the rest of you will notice as well. The pillars, they start pulsing faster and faster and faster and faster and faster. All of a sudden, and I don't actually have the tokens for these, which is unfortunate. But one appears here. One appears here. One appears here. And one appears here.
Oh no.
These four these four lightning rod-like structures jut out of the ground. Each one about probably telephone pole in width and about 10 feet tall. Sticking up. And the lightning starts to connect from these two massive pillars onto these smaller pillars. And you'll notice that these pillars start vibrating with intensity. I will say that was top of the round. We're gonna reset combat round, so we'll stay at the top of the round. We're gonna reset it, so it's Uznob's turn again. We're just gonna jump right to round 4. You guys have a turn in between to do what you want while these lightning rod-esque structures are charging up. And the lightning is shooting out in all directions, and it looks like something is forming in the center of these two pillars. Uznob, it's your turn. Because we skipped right to the top. So we skipped over you, Chong, sorry. Uznob, it's your turn. What would you like to do as the first person to act?
Oh, crap. That's a great question. I'm gonna walk up to it.
Okay.
This one.
You feel the air literally vibrating as you stand up close to it.
I'm gonna whack it.
Okay. Roll me an attack.
That's an 11.
11 does not hit. As you go up to take a smack at it, your daylight sword bounces off this barrier of pure lightning that seems to be protecting it. It looks like you didn't quite hit it in the right place in order to land an attack. It was harder to hit than you thought.
I'm gonna step backwards.
Okay, good to know.
That's all.
That's all. All right, going to Chark. It's your turn.
Does throwing something count as an action?
It depends on what you're doing with throwing this weapon.
Okay.
It depends on what you're throwing.
Igor, do you have healing potions in your inventory?
No, I don't think I do.
All right.
Don't worry about me. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about me.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
You sure?
I'm pretty sure.
All right. Fuck it. Let me do a little pew pew pew.
Yeah. Okay. I'll say you can make that shot. That's fine. It sticks 10 feet in the air.
Okay. Or I could have done that shot.
But...
Yeah. Interesting.
You could make literally any shot you wanted to.
All right. Do I get advantage on this? It's an object. I don't know.
You can use your bonus action to get advantage, but it is still technically an enemy target.
Okay, yeah. Give me advantage. That is a 16.
16 does hit. So go ahead and roll damage. And while you're doing that, Chonk, which one did you target?
Fuck it, this one.
That one. Okay, Chad, it's your turn. Chonk just shot at that one. We'll see whether or not he blew it up.
Like right now, or?
Yes. Well, he's rolling damage, so we'll see.
Oh, okay. I'll wait to see how that goes, and then.
Is the lightning in the room looking different? Like, do we have? Or is with the introduction of these rods?
It looks purer, I would say. It definitely looks a bit more lightning-y. How much damage?
Do we get sneak attack on this or no?
You would get sneak attack, yeah, because you had advantage.
Okay.
Drops dice. And then Gilbert, what do you want to do?
29.
29. Okay. Notably, you watch as Chonk fires through the sphere of lightning that's forming in between these two pillars to this back rear pillar, and he does, in fact, destroy it. With a single well-placed arrow, it stabs into it and then explodes in this burst of electricity. Thank God no one was near it, right? That ends Chonk's turn. Chad, it's your turn.
You see, I was gonna go over there, and then you said a certain thing that
I did.
What did he say?
Thank God he wasn't next to it.
Like it
Oh,
with your
okay.
bird tongue.
I'm sure it won't kill you.
I triple dog dare you.
got a high dex. I would like to punch the sphere.
Yeah, okay. Roll me an attack roll. They're more lightning rods than spheres, but
Not that
Okay,
one.
my mistake. That is a
there's
19.
a sphere forming. That hits. There's a sphere forming here, so it's an easy mistake.
Ooh, look at that. Going to be it. 21 damage on the first one.
All right. With that first one, you punch it with that holy weapon, and you feel it start to charge up, and you're like, "Ah, shit!" And then it boom explodes. I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw.
That I can do.
As you suffer. Oh shit! That's a good roll.
He's got evasion. Whatever. It was
Yeah,
fine.
that's true. He's got evasion. What'd you roll?
I got a 19.
A 19, so you succeed. You only take or you take none, actually. You would have taken 31 points of lightning damage
Oh.
if you hadn't succeeded and hadn't gotten evasion. So fucking monks, whatever. And you still have like a turn left, right?
Technically, let me So
Punch it.
I moved 30 feet. So unfortunately, I do not have the fly speed to go over to either of these.
Step of the wind.
Do I really not have anything I can do as a bonus action except for attack?
Step of the wind.
Step
Right,
away.
yeah. Yeah, I guess I'll take the dodge action.
Okay, take the dodge action. Gilbert, it's your turn.
Okay. There's an orb generating in the center.
That is correct.
There are 2 more 10-foot tall pillars.
That is also correct.
Lightning is arcing from the big pillars in the center to the 10-foot tall ones.
And also to the other big pillar.
Okay.
So energy's going out. It's not coming in.
So it looks like the energy is originating from the center pillars.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. I think if I can just in case one of the center ones in a wall of force, the energy can't get out. And you say they're 30 feet tall, so that's gonna be.
How many squares do you have?
I have 10 by 10 squares.
Oh, you have enough, I think.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
4,
I don't think so.
8. Yeah, no, you don't have enough.
4, 5, 6,
You wouldn't
7,
cover the
8.
top.
You'd be able
Yeah,
to
I
get 20. You'd be able
I
to get
can
20
cover
feet
this
up.
one. What?
You don't. You have 4 pillars
You have
on
to
each
use
side.
2 per side, yeah. Oh, and then you have 10 total or 8
You have
total?
10 by 10 squares. You'd have to.
So
1, 2,
4.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 would cover up to 40 feet, and then 10 would cover the top, yeah?
Yeah. So I'm
you'd
just
use
gonna.
9 in total to do that.
Yeah, I'd use 9 in total and then put an extra one on top for decoration.
Okay, let me read up on wall of force real quick.
Wait, does that? I'm confused how this works. Because if you have
Choose with
10
range.
times
They're
10.
20-foot squares, yeah.
What?
Right? Or are they 10-foot squares?
They're 10-foot
They're
squares.
10 by 10 foot. 10 by 10.
They're 10 by
foot
10. And
So you're gonna have to put 4
if
on
it's
the
30
bottom.
feet, you have to put
Yeah.
3 in order to cover all, like, the whole length of the pillar, because it's 30 feet tall, right? So then you'd have to use 9.
Wait. Oh wait. I was
3 on
thinking-
each side, and
okay.
you have 4 sides. You're gonna have
Then you
to.
have 12.
So
Yeah.
I can use a triangle. I can make a triangle out of them. And
You
surely
could
the
make a
triangle
triangle
is
out of
big
them
enough.
and use 3 in each side, and then
Yes.
put the one on the top. Yeah, that would be enough. That would work. Okay, an invisible wall force springs. It appears. It can be free floating. You can form it into. You can shape a flat surface of 10 foot. Each panel must be contiguous to any wall. If the wall, nothing can
Guys.
physically pass through the wall. It is immune to all damage. Blocking travels through the wall. It doesn't say. Nothing can physically pass through the wall. Okay.
And in the ethereal plane.
Yeah. Okay.
Force is known for its ability to stop magic and other elemental shits.
All right, Gilbert, is that your turn?
Well, then I am also going to.
Cast.
Get the fuck out of Dodge.
Ooh.
Igor, it's your turn.
So I watch
Gilbert has
him.
now encased, and you watch as Gilbert summons a wall of force, and it completely encases the pillar on the right, and you watch as the electricity suddenly cuts off. And then the electricity from the left pillar starts going wild and spraying all over the room. Hitting the edges, hitting the walls, going absolutely crazy as it lost its steady source of connection.
Hasn't happened.
I
all
need...
the past
Actually,
year.
we're going to roll a D1.
I got a stupid idea.
On a 80 or above, it hits you guys. That is a 14. You're good. So you managed to, by happenstance, avoid the lightning bolts. But it is arcing around the room wildly at this point. All right, Igor, what's your idea?
It's stupid. We at this point, we can't kill both. Because I don't have an action surge. I don't have that. I'd have to go bing bang. Fuck. It's a really stupid idea. It's gonna get me killed.
Do it, you coward.
Fuck it. Dude. Fuck me. I don't
35 feet!
have the movement. Shit!
You fool!
Your echo?
He's gone, and it takes a bonus action to teleport and a bonus action to get him in. Fuck.
Oh, whatever. We'll just fight it.
I'm more worried that we're gonna fucking die.
We died.
Fuck it, I can do something over there. Let's see if we can make a bad situation a little less bad. We're just gonna do standard action, bonus
Alright,
action,
make it
give him some attacks. In lowest is a 22.
Those hit.
3, that's 8, 16. 16 plus 33 is 49 points of damage.
You successfully destroy this particular lightning rod. I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity saving throw. I like that one.
Oh, shit. That's a good roll.
Oh, sweet,
I'm
Jesus.
gonna use Indomitable because I don't think I can really afford to fail this one. That's not good either. That's a 10.
That's a 10. You fail. You suffer 33 points of lightning damage.
All right.
As you cut through it and boom! And you were waiting for the explosion, but it still rocks you back, and you feel your arms twitching and your muscles twitching as you conquer the aftershocks of the explosion. But you successfully destroyed another pillar.
That was all
Is
my
that the end of
movement.
your turn?
God, do I use 5 feet of movement to jump off? Like a madman? Do I want to be in water? I don't think I do. Fuck it, I'm just gonna chill.
All right. That brings us to the top of round 5. This pillar, this pillar being blocked. You can see now that it hasn't actually cut off the energy transference. Or, yeah, it hasn't actually cut off the amount of energy coming out of the pillar. You realize now that these pillars were emitting energy, as well as arcing it to other places. And so the fact that inside this wall of force is building up with this building with this form of electricity that is just locked in place at
Concentration, boy.
I
Concentrate.
love it so much.
and you guys watch as this final lightning rod explodes on its own. As the lightning is released, and even though this lightning is arcing wildly from this pillar over here, this sphere in the center still sucks it in, and you watch as the entire room goes dark once again, except for this glowing pillar on the right. That's looks like it looks like you know, I don't know how to describe it. You know the plasma balls that you touch, and it like forms like lightning on the like edge of the glass or whatever. It looks like one of those if there was like a billion lightning bolts inside of it, right? It is just chock to the brim full of electricity. But because the pillar on the left is unblocked, you watch as I cannot drag this character. This form appears inside the lightning. The lightning coalesces and centers and densifies and crushes down in this proper lightning elemental. Comes out, and it's using the wrong icon. Give me a hot second. I thought I adjusted this. Let me change it now. Okay. Oh, no, because it's the token that's using the wrong one. Gosh. The classic. Okay. This is supposed to be real dramatic. I'm sorry. Okay, there we go. This ball of pure lightning that is appropriately titled Pure Lightning now emerges and shoots over here, and you'll notice now. Actually, it would be there. You'll notice now that even though it's left the center, and these pillars, by the way, have gone completely inert. Well, this one hasn't. That one's a different problem altogether. This one has gone completely inert, and is just completely just stock stone. It looks like it's all magic has left it, and all of the lightning in the room, besides this fucking pillar force, all of the lightning in the room has quieted. And then this sphere, this ball of pure lightning, without an inch of corruption on it, advances forward and explodes out. And you notice that within a 15-foot radius, it is zapping the ground repeatedly. Lightning all around it, zapping off the walls, arcing off the walls. It is the source of the lightning now. However, watch as it takes 200 points of damage, because this pillar was blocked, so it could not be summoned at full HP. So that was good for something.
So
and because
200 HP.
I have to go to bed, we're gonna end it right there, staring down this ball of pure lightning.
All right.
Let's play Don't Lose the Concentration check.
Yeah, because so here's the thing. It's pumping energy into the stone because it's still active, because it hasn't been able to dispel its energy. Who knows? Maybe removing the wall force will just heal the pure lightning, and it will just, it'll heal it by 200 HP, and that's it. Or it'll explode in a massive ball of lightning, doing a bunch of damage to everyone in the room, and then healing the lightning. Mark, when did you send that gif?
When you... it was right before you...
The orb!
The orb!
You were describing the orb.
Okay, I'm excited to see how this combat's gonna go. Oh, let me roll initiative for it. Let's use this D20. God fucking damn it.
Yes!
What happened, boss?
It got a low initiative.
That's a natural one.
Oh.
That's the actual one.
That's a natural one.
Oh, okay.
It goes dead last. I'm less excited for this combat now. I got it.
Let's go.
Let's fucking go.
Hey, it's got legendary actions or something. Okay, I gotta go.
Look at it.
But
It pulses. It's so pretty.
it's been a good time.
Okay, my throat hurts. I'm gonna